Yeah, I know it's recording. I'm just Pacino. I think everybody should use Academy Award-winning actors as exclamations, don't you? De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, or actresses. I don't want to be sexist. It could be Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren's a good one, actually.
Okay, I think you tested it out.
Welcome to the Crooked Table Podcast, where we discuss the world of film from a fresh angle. And now your host, Robert Yaniz Jr.
Welcome to the Crooked Table Podcast. This is Rob.
And this is Kai.
On this episode, we're doing a long-awaited crooked commentary of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, no.
If you haven't heard our previous crooked commentaries, they're basically feature-length commentary tracks. We sit down and watch a movie and just, mute it, obviously, because we don't want to get sued. And, talk throughout the whole thing, basically our thoughts about the movie as it's happening, our, whatever scene is on screen. We've done this twice before for The Room, which that was like episode 12 or something. That was really early on in the life of the podcast. And then for Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite movies, and I don't know, like episode 40 something or whatever. So we were long past due to do this again.
And you do know next time, because we've watched all your movies, we're going to have to do
we've
one
said that before.
Crybaby.
Oh, no, not that. We could do Clueless or whatever movie you want. What movie would you even pick? We feel like we talked about this last time, and we never did an episode for a Kai movie, because Kai is not the one that edits and posts the podcast, so right. Kai doesn't think about it, I guess.
No, we need a really decisive one.
Divisive one?
Yes.
One that we hate? One that one of us hates and the other one really... Because, okay, so the thing is, The Room was an obvious pick because it's one of the worst movies ever made, and it's just a fun movie to watch and talk shit about while you're watching it, just because it feels like it's kind of made for that. They made a whole movie called The Disaster Artist talking about why it's so terrible and yet great at the same time. And The Nightmare Before Christmas, as Kai implies a moment ago, is a very divisive one in this household, because I think it's one of the best animated films ever made, and it's probably my top 25 films of all time, personally, my personal favorites. And Kai doesn't really get it or appreciate it, and is just like, I don't understand what this is about, sort of, right?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I don't hate it, though.
But it's not your thing.
Right, yes.
And you don't really care for Jack Skellington or the music, because you have no soul, I guess. So ever since, I think, maybe even before Nightmare Before Christmas, I was like, you know what we should do? We should do an episode on Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, you've been saying this for our daughter. Because
it's probably the epitome of a movie that Rob really loves and that Kai really doesn't understand at all. Would you say that? It's pretty accurate?
Is it time for my famous quote?
So yeah, you want to say your famous quote, what you always say whenever we talk about this movie?
So back, Rob first showed me this movie 7 years ago. Well, a little over 7 years ago when we first started dating, and we finished watching the movie, and I said to him, I appreciate the fact that you like this movie, but I never want to see it again.
And here we are.
Yes,
because
and I've
persistence, everybody.
Yeah. And I've seen you watch it like in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
Like watch the movie with you watching the background, but I haven't seen it in full movie mode in 7 years.
In its full glory.
Or infamy.
I guess, whatever the case may be. So I saw this film, I think we rented it from like Redbox or something. Probably 2011. We were together, I think, but not even living together or anything, but we were dating already at that point, right? When I first told you, I saw this weird movie.
Yeah.
There were dragons or something at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And it was sort of, I was watching it and it was in the background. I guess this is a good background movie just because it's so visually interesting. And so I liked it, but I didn't quite get it. I felt like I needed to see it again to really understand what the hell was going on and what the themes were and how carefully it was executed. So then I think I rented it again, maybe, and then I fell in love with it. And then eventually bought it and watched it many more times since then. There's actually even a website called listentoamovie.com where I listened to this movie, just listened to the movie several times without even watching it. So altogether, I've probably listened to this movie about a dozen times and maybe watched it half of that much at least.
Wow.
And it's actually been a couple years since I've watched it. I haven't seen it since our daughter was born. So this will be interesting for me. Part of the reason I'm excited to record this is I'm getting a chance to watch this again. and watch it with you and have our conflicting viewpoints going. So, in case you're not familiar with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and how dare you, it is the third feature film from writer-director Edgar Wright, and he did before this Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and then after this he did The World's End and Baby Driver, which all of those films of which I think are really, really solid to like damn near some of the best movies ever made. So yeah, and this was, the Blank Check podcast, which I mentioned a lot on this show. They haven't done Edgar Wright yet, but if they did, this would be the movie where he got a blank check to do whatever he want, and it went and crashed and burned on him. This did not do well at the box office at all. I'm gonna pull up the stats. I should have done this before, but I believe it made like $30 million at the box office, and probably cost
I barely heard of it when it came out.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's one of those movies, sort of like Snakes on a Plane, that had a lot of like hype online. And yeah, see, 31.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
wow,
it cost 60 and it made 31, and it only made 47 worldwide, so it didn't even do well or internationally or anything. So that's what's happening. What happened with this? So this was a big gamble that did not pay off, unfortunately, for anybody, including the Universal Studios. So
but it seemed like it was a payoff for these actors.
Yeah, for these,
they've been in everything.
Yeah, it's got a really great cast. I'm sure we'll talk about that as we go along. And it's become sort of a cult classic for a lot of different reasons that, again, we'll get into. So we're just going to start with the film from the beginning here. I have it paused. It's not even it's a black screen. It's not even the Universal logo yet. So do you have any other pre-thoughts about the movie, or you're like...
And we're doing a little bit of drinking because it makes
the commentary more fun.
Yeah,
So
Jinx.
Shout out to Apothic Rosé, which is not a sponsor of this episode. But might as if they want to send some wine our way, you can send me an email at robert@crookedtable.com, and let's get some affiliate work going on, because we have
ship it to our address.
Yeah, or just send it here and we'll talk about it some more. Next episode we'll do another Crooked commentary with with the Apothic brand in the background, so to speak. So okay, we're starting here, and there we have the Universal logo up, and
It looks like a video game.
The globe is spinning. They even did the 8-bit. They even did the 8-bit like music here for the Universal theme.
Yeah,
so
they're going all in.
Basically, it's pretty much like with Mario Brothers, I think.
Surprised that this is a cult classic. They're now not making a ride at Universal.
Oh, no, it's not. Nobody knows about it. You even said you didn't even hear about it when it came out.
But now people know about it.
I probably want to mention, too, that narration in the beginning, Scott Pilgrim was dating a high schooler. That's Bill Hader doing the narration throughout the movie. And this is going to be hard for me not to just watch this.
I know.
So, Kai, what do you think about what's happening here? I know you do not like Scott Pilgrim whatsoever, even though his rating is awesome. This, as the screen just told us.
I don't understand why girls would want to date him. He's
that's a valid question.
He's awkward.
I think. But is he charmingly awkward? I think some of these girls tend to think so.
I think, doesn't Knives like him because he's in a band?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to get there, but...
Yeah. Well, she's going to come in about 2 seconds here. So here we're meeting...
And that's one of his bandmates,
That's
right?
Young Neil, yeah.
Young Neil. Why is he called that?
He's a little bit younger than them, I think. Like a year maybe or something. And Steven Stills, the talent, and Kim Pine, who's one of Scott's many exes.
But she's Kim Pine, but not in real life related to Chris Pine.
No, that's Alison Pill playing her. And then Knives Chow, who's actually not 17 years old. She's actually older than all of these actors, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
But so the thing here that I think is interesting that they set up right from the beginning is that Kim obviously has some unresolved baggage with Scott, and Scott's basically being kind of like Ramona, leaving this trail of exes behind him, but doesn't realize he's basically completely unaware of his actions and the way he's treating the people around him. So that's why I think this movie is so interesting, and you get it right from this first scene where Kim seems totally disinterested, and he's like, "Oh, you're the scum of the earth," and or salt of the earth. "Oh, I'm scum of the earth."
And who's that actress again?
Kim? Alison Pill. She's been in other things. She's been in a lot of other things. Milk.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
Which Knives is like, why do they have these names? 20, so he's 2 years younger.
Yeah, see. And she is, and you're getting already lots of name checks of Zelda and Tetris and a lot of...
When is this supposed to be set?
I guess modern times, but it's its own little universe where people break out into like video game style fights, and it's just normal which I think is the best way to play this. And here we have the first of many wonderful songs from this movie. This "We Are Sex Bob-Omb," and a lot of the music here was at least co-written or maybe just straight up written by Beck, which I think a lot of people don't realize still, even though he sings in the credits. Or is it in the movie, his version of Ramona? It might be in there.
Beck is like he's like hipster.
Right? Which is why it's a perfect fit, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
look
I guess that's not really the side of the living room, but that's pretty.
Well, it's the way it's the angle. See, just the super stylistic, just the way that the logo popped up and like the I don't know. I love everything about this movie.
So when you read these comic books,
right.
was kind of like this, where it was talking about video games and stuff?
Yeah, okay. It sort of was. It sort of was. It's basically, this movie is like comic books got together in a three-way with old school video games and like indie rock music, and they had a three-way, and then this is the baby that it made. Is pretty much what this is. Like the ultimate hipster of those three sort of subcultures, I guess. Not that comic books themselves are really a subculture anymore, but it's also the comic book is also very very anime style.
Those names were those people related?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at the names. I was talking about the movie.
But yeah, if you guys see all the names that are popping up on the screen in the beginning, those people have been in movies. Like I'm sure you all saw the name Chris Evans, who is
Bill
now
Pope. He's done a lot of the DP.
America.
Did you just literally tell people that Chris Evans is Captain America?
And Brie Larson is now playing Captain Marvel.
There's a lot of Marvel captains in this movie. I guess they're Bryan Lee O'Malley did the comic books, and of course I read them after I saw this film. And
good Edgar Wright wrote it because
Edgar Wright is very it's directed by Edgar Wright. He's got such a distinctive voice, and it's interesting because in
this picture she looks like she's horrified.
Amazing. It's interesting that we're recording this the weekend that Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out, because Edgar Wright obviously was supposed to do the first Ant-Man, and that didn't work out. But it's hard. Can you imagine Edgar Wright doing a Marvel movie? I feel like it would be too wacky. It wouldn't fit with anything else in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Because look at the weird aesthetic he brings to all his movies.
Yeah,
and it's very quirky and offbeat, and you've seen Shaun of the Dead and not the other two. We'll get there at some point. But, oh man, I love Wallace.
Where's this supposed to be set? 'Cause I know
this is Toronto.
It's still
set in Toronto, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good. They're in Toronto filming this too.
Yeah, right. And I believe Bryan Lee O'Malley is Canadian as well, so that makes sense. Oh, and I love this part here where everything in the poster, everything in the lame poster, everything that's great in the apartment is Wallace's, and all the crappy stuff is Scott's. Just the way that they.
It's like the only thing he has is a coat.
The coat and the poster, the two girls kissing poster.
Oh, that basic poster.
Yeah, exactly.
It went by really fast.
Yeah, it did. There's so much is going. I think that's why you don't like this movie.
It's spastic.
It is very spastic. And look, who's that?
A younger Anna Kendrick.
A young Anna Kendrick, who's now got her own franchise, and was in this way before. Right? She was in this after Up in the Air, but before she blew up and made us listen to that Cup song a million times. What? You look like you're confused.
No. It's also is Wallace and Scott, are they friends, or does Wallace hate Scott?
That's a good question. They're friends, but Wallace kind of also is always bragging on Scott. But honestly, you've seen this movie before. You know how Scott is. You would be ragging on Scott constantly too, because and that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't. There's Brie Larson for a second. A lot of people might not realize going into this is that. They might criticize this movie that but the main character is such a dick. He's like kind of a douchebag, and I'm like, yeah, that's the point. He's got to realize throughout the course of the movie that he is a douchebag, and at least try and do better and try and be a better person. And I think that's part of why this movie resonates with me. And Ramona, same thing.
She's only allowed out when the sun is up.
It's more like playtime. Kieran Culkin, by the way, straight up kind of steals every moment of this movie that he's in. Which is why I think you don't get him very often, because every time he's there, he sucks up all the energy from Michael Cera.
Yeah, I don't know though. I feel like Michael Cera sort of plays the same character in everything. He's still playing the kid from Arrested Development.
But I feel like here they sort of, in a way, weaponize his kind of social awkwardness and be like, look, he's using his like, innocent, like, man boy body type, and like his like wide-eyed innocence type of deal, and using that inadvertently to break people's hearts. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so in a way, I think he kind of gets to go deeper with this character than a lot when he's just playing a straight up like, oddball.
Maybe the other reason this movie didn't do as well is because, I don't know what happened with Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
I think that did okay, actually.
But maybe people were like, maybe Scott Pilgrim looked too similar to the Nick character. It's like, okay, I've seen this already.
Well, it could have been...
Because that was only 2009, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it could have been a case of just Michael Cera was like was everywhere. You know how you sometimes like...
she must never listen to music because they're not that good.
Well, she makes a mention later on that like, I just discovered good music. That they just discovered there was good music like 2 months ago. That line comes later. But there was like a year at one point where Jude Law was in like 6 movies in a year, that kind of thing. And then maybe Michael Cera just spread himself too thin because he was in a lot of stuff around 2008, 2009, like Nick and Nora, like Juno, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Year One, Youth in Revolt. Again? Julia is remember Steven Stills, the guy with the beard in the beginning scene? Uh-huh. That's his sort of ex, and she works at the record store and also at the coffee shop. And she is...
she's friends with his sister?
Sort of, yeah. Basically.
Oh.
And that actress is Aubrey Plaza, obviously. Right. From, what is she from? Community or Parks and Rec? I forget which show. I don't watch either of those.
Best friends, I think, since this movie.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense. Oh, because they were in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, right?
Yeah.
But she was great in that.
Yeah. She kind of plays the same character, too.
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah.
Well, she's got, what is it, RBF?
Yes.
She's definitely got, but then this movie has pretty much, this is one of those films, and I feel like this about the X, see all the subtle X's? That's intentional because of the evil X's. There's a lot of little things like that, little details. He's got an X on his jacket, like an X-Men patch. And, there's a lot. You see, the joke here is that...
Do you think it's really that cold
he grew up he's living across the street from his parents. This is the joke here. Want to see the house where I grew up? There you go. Because he's making himself sound super awesome, but he's actually kind of lame. What was I saying a minute ago? I forget now.
The X's?
Yeah, so there's a lot of little tiny things like that like sort of foreshadowing and little Easter eggs and references that are sprinkled throughout this movie. And here she comes. So in the comic books, and she mentions it here in a line that sort of sounds like she's fucking with him. In the comic books, there's like she mentions a subspace highway where she literally travels like through his head, like through his consciousness.
You obviously never met her yet.
Right. But in the movie, it's like a dream, but she just sort of manifests.
So they all sleep in the same bed?
Yes, that's a joke. They have one bed. Yeah. He said at the beginning, Scott was like, "Oh, you see another bed in here?" And Wallace is like, "Oh, you're right. You're totally my bitch forever," or whatever.
Oh yeah, right.
Because they're not super, they don't have that much money, but Wallace basically pays for everything.
God, Wallace puts up with him. Mm-hmm. Well, so Envy. So her name isn't really Envy though in the movie. It's just her.
That's her stage name, and her name is Natalie. Now we're getting like ahead. Well, let's talk about the part of the movie that we're on.
I know. I was just.
You're like looking forward.
Like,
well, here comes my girl.
Who would name their child Envy?
Hold on. Here comes my girl. There's Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Ramona Flowers. And I really liked Mary Elizabeth Winstead already before this from Live Free or Die Hard and Death Proof. But this is the movie where I was like, oh my God, I love her now. And
she wears jeans in a lot of her movies.
She is so, Ramona Flowers is such a, not prototypical, but such an archetypal manic pixie dream girl.
Right.
Like she's look up the definition of manic pixie dream girl in the dictionary.
Where did that originally?
I don't know where that came from exactly, but it's like, oh, isn't she so cool and quirky and random and blah 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 and beautiful? Like Natalie Portman in Garden State is another famous flick for everyone that everybody talks about. There's a lot of that, and I recognize that Ramona Flowers is 100% a manic pixie dream girl when I say that I really love her character in this movie. I actually think she's a much more interesting character than Scott throughout this. Cause
I actually remember this party, and I saw this movie 7 years ago, only once.
Like, you see how Kim is just sort of lurking back there?
Who was?
Kim.
Oh.
But I think Ramona is much more interesting throughout this course of this movie because Scott is pretty much basically oblivious throughout everything until the end. Just kind of wandering through it, like, I guess I have to fight these people? I don't know. And yeah, Cuomo knows everyone. I like even this guy. Oh, and I have that printed out. I printed that image.
It's so ridiculous.
Of the thing.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous. But did they ever end up explaining how she got in his head?
Yeah, Subspace Highway. I said that.
But why can she go in there and he?
Because I don't know. The movie doesn't delve as deep into some of these things as the comic book does. One, for time and just condensing the story, and also because how stupid would that would be hard to establish in a movie that there's a subspace highway where you can like literally just skate through someone's head. How would that even work? That's why the movie just kind of blows right past a lot of the crazy stuff. Like, yep, we're fighting. That's what we're doing. All right. Oh, it's over. Let's move on. Let's go get pizza.
She must be tall because
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She might be. She's a great actress. I like her. Obviously I like her because I think she's really attractive and I think she's really talented. And I love the way she has such comic timing in this movie. But also, like, I think she's great. She was really good in a movie
he's
called...
being so lame right now.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You want to... That's a good... I've talked too much. You should...
No, it's just too bad for Knives Chow because she's so young and naive that she's just like, oh my gosh, Scott's so smart. And meanwhile, she's like, okay, you're kind of lame. And
yeah, that's amazing.
And she already has 7 other exes.
Well, evil exes. I don't know if all of them turned evil. It's unclear if they're all evil or not.
Yeah, I don't think Chris Evans' character is evil.
Yeah, he is. He's in the League of Evil Exes.
I know, but... Yeah. And it's weird that they know all the people, but then she's never been in anything before. But I guess that's the point.
Oh, what? That Ramona and Scott have never met each other?
Oh, that's right. So she's American, and they're all Canadian.
Yeah, she just moved there.
Yeah.
From New York. See? From some guy back in New York.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I like that type of reputation.
Oh, she's on another level? Men dying at her feet? You want to be like that?
But that's why she's in Canada, right? Because to get away from her evil exes.
Right. She's trying to start fresh, basically. And she works for Amazon. Ooh. See? Oh, see, spoilers. I just said that.
Wow, you really know
this movie. Yeah, you want to stop talking and I can take
creeper.
Well, they used to be together.
I know, but then he's trying to be like with her again.
Well, I don't know. They're college kids. They're a party. Yeah. I mean, yeah, basically he is. But
so, what is her right to ban him from doing that? I mean,
because it's her party. I forbid you from hitting on at a party. Yeah, she doesn't want to see. She doesn't want him scaring off the coolest girl at a party, Scott.
Jeez. She's meaner to him than his own sister is.
She's keeping it real, though. That all this is true. And she's, like, justifying it. He's like, what do you mean? Me and Kim are all good. And Kim's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, she looks freaked out.
Yeah. But the thing when you don't get when you mute this movie is, like, the music and, like, the way it's timed, the cuts back and forth.
What a terrible name. Gideon. That's just a villain name.
Gideon Graves, no less. It sounds like Dr. Doom or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, sort of. Is he on the... Wait, why
is he sleeping? The bed is on the floor.
Oh, that's right.
The mattress is on the floor.
So it's like a studio apartment.
Basically. Yeah, it's like a one-room type of deal.
Why doesn't he just go back and live home with his parents?
Scott?
His house.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's trying to be independent. I don't know.
I wonder if that's what the apartments really look like in Canada. I know so little about Canada. Like, I get to live vicariously.
I don't know if Scott Pilgrim is an accurate representation of anything.
Good point.
Yeah. I've never seen a video game style fight break out anywhere that I've ever been in my life. But you see, like, the sounds, the ring, and things like that. What do you think of, like, some of the stylistic flourishes here? Are they cool? Or are you like, why would you need that? We heard the like the
why
split
is Wallace always calling his sister? Because are they best friends or something? Is that how they know each other?
He's basically tattletaling on Scott's misadventures. He called her when he was sleeping too. That's the impressive thing.
Jeez.
Amazon CA. What's the website for that? I'm gonna order something really
like
cool.
When you're being gossiped about like that. He barely talked to her. He had that stupid come on, and then
Apothic Rosé, everybody. That's what that was.
And then she thought it was lame and left.
Pretty much. Oh, and he gets a warning here from Matthew Patel, which is why it's interesting that he's like, nope, I don't want to. See, that's the other thing. Everything that happens to Scott in this movie, he basically brings on himself. He just got warned about he was going to be, confronted with the League, and he's like, this is boring.
Well, I wonder if the Matthew Patel let the other exes know. Like, if he tell Gideon, did he tell the one?
Well, Gideon's the one that put it together.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Where not only are we one person that loves this movie and one person who's like, But one person that knows this movie really well, and one person was like, I don't remember any of this. What's going on? Right?
Oh, and he didn't meet her at the bus stop.
Because he forgot. Because he doesn't.
Knives.
Because the whole point
She
is
deserves better than him.
Well, that's what Wallace said.
Yeah.
You're too good for him. Run. The Scott's with her basically because it makes him feel good about himself. He doesn't really care about her. And now he's found somebody else that intrigues him. So now he's like, what am I doing here? This is dumb. It's kind of like sleepwalking through this relationship. She's like, yay, we're in love. And he's like, I don't want to be here.
Well, like, how long have they been even dating anyway?
Not long.
Like 2 days?
Maybe a week or a couple weeks or something.
Which is a lot in high school time.
Well, for her, she's high school, yeah. And here's foreshadowing with the Nega Ninja. Don't beat yourself up about it, which later we have Nega Scott. Do you remember Nega Scott?
Yes.
Okay, that you remember. Okay. Yeah. And this video game, obviously, Ninja Revolution, a riff on Dance Revolution, not a real game. Ninja Revolution.
Oh, here we go. Good. Try to do the right... No. Wait. We went black. I'm scared. Okay.
Because Wallace gave him the ultimatum to break up with Knives.
What was his ultimatum?
He had to break up with... Oh, but he hasn't done it yet. Wallace hasn't given him the ultimatum yet.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah, but you could tell that he wanted to say something to her, but he's not doing the right thing yet. He's dragging it out. You're in a band? I'm like, yeah, I am totally in a band. Cool story, man. A great story, man. I love Kim. She's got like the queen of the dry one-liners in this movie.
She really looks like she's a miserable character in this movie.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, you have a Sex Bob-Omb shirt.
Yeah, but so it looks like she made that herself. That's
pretty cool. They should sell that on Etsy. I don't even know.
She's so intense.
Where they even got their name from.
Knives is so intense in this.
She's
because this is like her first love, basically.
Yeah, all that energy. With a cool older, quote unquote, cool
yeah, okay, there you
older
go.
Guy.
What about the P bar? Do you like that stuff? Like all the little video game things
Whose
and the
house
sound
are they
effects?
at again?
I don't even know. Stevens, maybe?
P bar.
Maybe because he peed and he emptied his P bar.
Okay, yeah.
Do you like that kind of stuff or do you think it's stupid?
I don't know. Oh, in lockers? Okay, so he's at...
Now he's having another dream. See the aspect ratios could change too?
Right. That's true. Yeah, he's got a lot
There's so much going on in this. That's what I'm saying. The filmmaking on this movie is... Yeah, back in there. She's going through his head again.
So is this how she gets with her boyfriends? She goes through this highway?
She's at his house. Dropping
off a package.
Dropping off the package that he ordered to basically get to talk to her. It's what a coincidence that it happens to be. She happens to be the only delivery person for Amazon in Toronto, but okay.
Well, maybe 7 years ago, Amazon wasn't as big.
What do you think? She's like, do you want to go out sometime? He's like, no, that's okay.
Yes.
Here's the subspace thing.
Yeah.
Look right here. She's going to explain it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
3 miles and 15 seconds.
She always seems so bored, but I guess that's her character.
Well, she's kind of detached from things. We get the Pac-Man guy that gets some total ass. Do you like Ramona as a character, or do you not like her either? Because she's so disconnected, seemingly?
I'm like, what? I mean, I guess the thing is, I just wonder what's so great about her. She seems bored. But she's disinterested in everything. But
you could see how that would be a turn on for guys.
And a lot of baggage.
She seems unattainable, so you're like, oh my god, I got to get with her. But,
That's so lame.
No? I mean, what do you mean that's so lame? Girls are like that with guys. We're just like, whatever.
I know.
There's this great cutaway. This is great, like, not cutaway, but there's a great joke on Family Guy at one point where Meg's trying to get with this guy, and he's like, she's like, oh, you want to go out sometime? He's like, oh, I don't know. I don't play by anybody's rules, not even my own, that kind of thing. Girls totally fall for that kind of thing.
Or they're not on a date?
They're going for a walk is all it is here.
Oh.
Because she said, if I say yes, will you sign for your damn package? Oh. And he's like, what's up, 8 o'clock? So they're just going for a walk is all that's happening.
Totally
sort of a date. But I guess. That's not a good sign if you need to, like, manipulate women to go out with you.
Sort of. Yeah, but I think it's lame on both sides if you're with emotionally unavailable people. And I mean, I'm also speaking from my own past.
Right. She could have just left the package and walked away, though.
Go out with people that want to be with you, are engaged, are there. Don't have to be manipulated to go on dates. It's a good lesson for everybody.
Right. The more you know.
Exactly.
And then here she's opening up to him a little bit.
She's talking about. And she's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, and he lives there, and she's from New York, which is, I'm assuming, not as cold as Toronto.
And she's wearing like leggings and a skirt.
She's got to look cool. She's a manic pixie dream girl, Kai. She changes her hair every week and a half.
That's true. That's a wig, right?
I'm pretty sure. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's hair does not look like that, unless she had it cut and colored for the movie. But yeah, most likely it's a wig.
Yeah.
This is really cool. This is another of the many really kind of beautiful images in this movie. The two of them kind of holding hands and going through the door in that shot, which is, I think,
and they're flying through the door.
Well, it's not. It's supposed to be sort of, very fantastical in that way. And I believe that shot's pretty much right out of the comic book. Some of the shots are.
And maybe that's why the movie didn't do as well, because
it's weird.
They didn't set. I don't know. I didn't expect that when I first watched this, and I was like, "What is going on?" They didn't establish the rules, so it's fantastical, but there's no rules for it.
But I think that in a situation as fantastical and kind of ridiculous as this one, I feel like that kind of makes the comedy work more if you don't feel like, all right, we're going to explain how it all works. I'm like, who fucking cares? It's just a goofy, weird movie. It's not trying to be serious or anything. It's not trying to feel grounded. He didn't mean to walk in on her. But then here she goes, he's like, oh, that's very warm. What is that? Hey. And by the way, we skipped a part there. She tells him all the kinds of tea that she has in the house.
Well, why did that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Earl Grey.
Sleepy time.
Why is she kissing him?
I don't know, because
they didn't establish that yet.
Well, whatever. I agree with you. Scott Pilgrim is not really boyfriend material in this point in the movie.
She doesn't even seem like she likes him that much.
But maybe she likes that she clearly has the power in this dynamic, and he's kind of like a little intimidated by her or whatever. But no, that thing with the tea...
she is tall, because isn't Michael Cera tall too?
I don't know. But the thing with the tea, she memorized all those things of tea. They gave her the option, do you want to just read it? She was like, no, I want to memorize it. She memorized all those 20 different kinds of tea or whatever, and read them sequentially in that speed.
Wow.
Yeah, so she changes her mind, doesn't have sex with him at least.
That's good. I don't think that's the other thing. When I first watched this movie, I'm like, I don't get this.
Why is she into him? I think it starts out. I think she starts out being
her old self. Or something?
No, I think she's riding this thing out with Scott, for kind of similar reasons to
why he was riding out with Nye.
Yeah. Do you think so?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that makes sense. She's like, all right, this guy's kind of ridiculous, and he clearly likes me, so I have kind of the upper hand in this relationship.
And maybe that's why I don't like her.
Me feel good about me. But I feel like their relationship sort of evolves over the course of the movie, because the movie basically, and this is I wrote a post about this on crookedtable.com.
But why does she have to be with him? Like, why does she just make the
wait?
Like, she just moved there, and she's trying to start over again. Like, why even bother? Like, she's just. My thought is she should be like, oh yeah, I just moved here and I'm not really looking to start a relationship right now.
The Rocket, this club, fun fact, it said this place is a toilet. I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Like a figurative toilet.
Right, obviously. Of course. And the shirt he's wearing, Plum Tree, is a band that has a song called Scott Pilgrim that's on the soundtrack. What was I saying? No, but the whole point of this movie is that it's a metaphor. He finds this girl that he really likes, and he literally has to battle her demons, her personal demons, for the two of them to have a chance of making the relationship work. Just like when you get with anybody in a relationship, in our relationship or anybody that's met somebody, you have to work through the emotional baggage that you're bringing to the relationship, whether it's past relationships or another marriage, or personal trauma you've been through, or like baggage with your family or whatever. You bring that into the relationship, and the other person has to sort of help you kind of fend that off so that you can start anew with that person, and like with a clean slate. And to me, that's what this movie's about. There you go. I guess
so. What happened to the drummer?
There's a girl. It's a girl. Wait, what part?
There's the drummer picture was like Sharpied out or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even catch that. There's a lot of things I probably haven't caught, even though I've seen this so many times. So here Wallace is clearly trying to make a move on Jimmy. And I guess that's something that happens a lot, because because Stacy points out at the end here when Wallace and Jimmy are making out that they all, by the way, they're all girls. All the drummers in this movie are girls. So that's another joke.
Oh, that's right. So it's this band. Because Rob plays the soundtrack for me. And I didn't realize this was a
not
band.
a race, guys.
Not, I thought it was Sex Bob-Omb.
Oh, yeah. No, this is this guy, these people. Crashing the Boys. We hate you. Please die.
This is the Toronto thing?
This is like the first round, I think, of Toronto International Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, obviously, because they suck too.
Right.
What does D stand for?
That's, I think, the D note.
Oh,
ding, 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 or whatever. What was I gonna say? So clearly Wallace goes after Stacy's boyfriends a lot because she says at the end when Wallace and Jimmy are making out, she's like, "Wallace again." So this is the thing that Wallace does. Wallace is, I could see some, I don't know how the people in the LGBT community feel about this movie, but I could see them being kind of pissed about it because your only gay character is basically a man whore who's just like fucking any guy that he can get his hands on. So that's not a very good representation.
and the guys, I guess, just turn too.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Sort of. Yeah, a little bit of that.
Yeah,
but
I could see that.
Wallace is he's also a really fun character, and he's really got some of the best lines in this movie. And he's the one that's always calling Scott on his shit more than anybody else. So I was on the bus with my mom, and then
we had her cut her hair again because she saw her in the bookstore and how he.
Maybe that's a good point.
And how
yeah,
he was looking at her.
That's possible. I didn't even think of that. She just later she dyes her hair too.
Yeah,
and then it gets really
highlights.
fucking like stalkery and shit. Give it up for our Sex Bob-Omb.
She's a total groupie.
She is a total grouper. She made her own. Looked like she made her own Sex Bob-Omb t-shirt.
But yeah, it's true. She hasn't really heard good music.
And these people all learned how to play. By the way, I'm pretty sure this is all them actually playing instruments and singing. So that's pretty cool. I've seen this actor in something else. The guy that plays Steven Stills. I forget what I've seen him in, but he's been in other movies. And young Neil, I think, was in like Perks of Being a Wallflower or something.
Yes, he looks familiar. Was he a bully in that?
I think so. I think he was kind of that. And here he's kind of like the doofus that's just, I guess, hanging out with them backstage. I don't know if he's like the tech guy or whatever.
What's a little girl's problem?
She's the drummer in the other band. She's like, what the fuck?
She looks like she's 10.
Yeah, I know. I love that. Look, Ramona's feeling it. She's like,
What
yeah.
is up? Okay.
This guy's in a band. I like it. Girls and musicians, man. What do you mean?
Whatever.
What do you mean, what's up? Girls
Is he a bass player?
Girls don't...
Is Scott
So,
Pilgrim a bass
hold on. Girls and musicians, that's not a thing?
I guess so.
Okay, I thought so.
But no, is Scott the bass player? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, there's going to be a bass battle later.
Yeah, because you would think
Look
that...
at what's his face. Look at Jimmy.
And you would think that Steven Stills would have more of the ladies because he's the singer and the lead guitarist.
Yeah, he's the main guy. He's the main, the head front, the face of the band, I guess, in a lot of ways. And here we go. Matthew Patel. Evil ex numero uno.
I like how diverse in her
Matthew Patel.
dating habits.
I mean, however, he's clearly an Indian guy or of somewhere in that region of the world. And so he, of course, breaks out into a Bollywood-style dance number at one point. So there's a lot of... So this is the point of the movie.
So you think this movie is prejudiced?
I think that a lot of movies are. And I think there's certain stereotypes that this movie is playing off of. Because it's a comedy, first and foremost, I think you can sort of write it off to that's part of the joke. But I mean, I would be remiss as a film critic if I didn't point those things out when they do show up, as they do in this film. So Edgar Wright has said that this movie is basically, he structures it like a musical, but instead of people breaking out into song, they break out into these ridiculous fights.
You think I would prefer that over musicals.
Yeah, but you like...
I like dancing.
You don't like musicals that much.
But I used to be a gamer.
That's true.
Like, that's the thing. Rob and I used to be gamers.
This is the era of late 80s, early 90s. This is when we were playing games, Mario and Zelda and all that stuff. Even though I never really got too much into Zelda.
Even though the other side of it is that a lot of the moviegoers now that buy movie tickets are the younger ones, like Generation Z. And they're the ones with, like, the open what's it called?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've had too much wine. I don't remember.
Like with the Halo.
The open world, basically.
Yeah, Halo, Call of Duty. And that really actually started with Mario World and Nintendo 64.
Yeah, the only one I really got into was Grand Theft Auto that you can just wander the whole city and cause havoc. And
I never got those games. I'm old school.
I have 3 of them, but from PlayStation 2, I never went beyond that really, because life and stuff. What do you think about this? What do you think about
He's fighting pretty well considering he's a doofus.
The choreography. Well, that's the thing that this movie doesn't mention that the comic book mentions. Scott Pilgrim's supposed to be the best fighter in Toronto or whatever.
Oh,
he's one of the best fighters supposedly. But the movie, that's the mythology. The more of that mythology you explore in the movie, the stupider it actually seems, as opposed to just running with, oh my god, what the hell's happening? Now they're fighting? This is weird. Because when he breaks into song, is he a pirate angel? No, he's not. Pirates are in this year. Stacy, even when he starts singing, she's like, what? Wait, what? Now we're singing? What the hell is happening? So it's funny that the video game style fight everybody's cool with, but when he starts singing, they're like, oh, now it's gotten ridiculous. Yes, go ahead.
So she doesn't think it's weird that her ex comes busting through the...
No, she knows about this.
Oh, she knows about the thing that was happening?
Yeah, sort of. And so here you get the story about all the little jocks wanted her.
It's from the comic book.
And this is, these are panels pretty much from... That's the style of the comic book's drawn in. Very anime style, big eyes... and sort of that kind of, body style, body shape and stuff. And they only kissed once, because this was junior high, basically.
Right.
So it's probably her first kiss, I would think. But he's got mystical powers we're about to see. It's so funny, because I was thinking of this song in the shower the other day. If you want to fight me. And here's from Stacy. What?
Yeah, but okay. Well, that's...
So how do you feel about
this? That's the thing where that's the other thing I didn't the reason I didn't like
why are
the
they singing?
character. I mean, maybe I have a lot in common with Ramona Flowers, as you told me before, but I was also like, why did she have 7 boyfriends and she's only 22? 7 exes. Wow.
Well, some of them are not... Well,
some of them are not real
He's got
exes.
demon hipster chicks, by the way.
Wow.
But of course, they're hipster chicks. Look at the movie you're watching. Like you said, some of them are... Kai needs a refill. Some of them are not real exes. Kissing a guy once in junior high, that doesn't exactly count as an
only
ex.
dating for a week.
Well, didn't you tell me I had a boyfriend when I was 10? I was like, what? Or younger than that?
Yeah, younger than that.
What was that? What was the age?
4.
4. You don't have a boyfriend when you're 4. You don't even kiss when you're 4. Will you hold hands or something? You carried my blocks.
No, we did kiss. It's terrible. I was 4.
You had your first kiss when you were 4 on the lips?
Yes.
Oh God, that's unfortunate.
It explains so much, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't know if it explains that much, but look, he defeated him and he turns into coins, which is a very Mario style thing to happen. Tell your gay friends I said bye. So wait, what did you feel about?
Oh, here we go.
How did you feel about Matthew Patel and his little demon hipster chicks musical Bollywood style thing? Do you think it's fun, interesting, or entertaining, or whatever?
Clearly this movie. Its whole thing is go off the rails. And
Sex Bob-Omb wins the battle because the other band got vaporized by the demon hipster chicks and the fireballs. Okay. That happens. You see, you didn't even catch it because it happens really fast because this movie is
spastic.
Very much so. Doom, 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 doom. And you know what the funny thing is? We grew up with 80s and 90s cartoons, and I remember when Freddie was younger, watching some of the cartoons he was watching, and they
here
felt
she goes, and she'll explain it.
Yeah, here you go. 7 evil exes, yes. Defeat your evil exes.
So why does she know about it? Why would they tell her?
Maybe Gideon.
Oh God, this is what he's getting from
Gideon.
it? God, he's so dense.
He's I guess.
Oh my God.
She finds his awkwardness kind of endearing. It's.
I guess. She doesn't. Okay, I know. He's
I'm kind of awkward sometimes. You find my awkwardness endearing. Oh, and here you get the Seinfeld theme as he comes in.
You're a lot nicer.
Oh well, yeah. I'm more self-aware.
Also, 13 years old.
But even 22, I wasn't a douchebag. So you had the Seinfeld theme when he came in. It's like a Kramer entrance and people cheering and stuff.
He's got to break up with knives now.
He still has, and that's what she's going to say to her. He's going to say to him. I don't know what she's getting. Wow,
that's kind of mean.
Well,
insensitive.
Sort of.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
That's the thing too. You know what? I wonder if you were to put this exact same movie.
He walks around in his underwear.
If you were to take this exact same movie and strip out like some of the stylistic flourishes, like the sound effects or like the little goofy, the crazy editing and things like that. I wonder if you would actually be like, oh my God, Scott's an asshole. Because he said like gaying up the place and walks over and having it muted without the laugh track and the sound or any of the other stuff added. And when you pointed that out, I'm like, yeah. And then he says that to Wallace, and then Wallace kind of walks over looking sort of dejected. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's almost like you get so caught up in the moviness of this movie that you don't realize that Scott's being kind of terrible to everybody in his life. Even people like Wallace, who's letting him live there what looks like rent-free.
Yeah.
And he's not contributing anything. He's using Wallace's TV and everything. Okay, there's Chris Evans, by the way. So we have to point that out. We love Chris Evans over here.
We do.
Big fan of Chris Evans. Chris Evans, if you're listening, which you're not, but if you are listening, big fan of everything you do.
And then he became Captain America right after this.
Like, right? Like the next year was the first Avenger.
But I remember Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie.
I didn't realize that was him until
2001.
After Captain America. I was like, wait, what? That was him in that? Because you didn't see him as the Human Torch, and he's the only really great thing about those movies. Right.
No, I just remember I'm like, oh, it's the guy from Not Another Teen Movie. And
Another thing I just realized. So they showed the scene of Chris Evans in the phone booth, and the camera sort of panning around. And I never noticed this before. And then Scott's in the phone booth making the call to Knives, and then it looks like the camera did a very similar sort of pan around move that it did with the Chris Evans movie scene. Like sort of paralleled those two moments, which I never noticed that before. That's interesting. There's a lot of things in this movie. That's Edgar Wright's films for a totally different reason because I feel like this is about Christopher Nolan's films too. I watch a Christopher Nolan movie and I still haven't seen Dunkirk twice. So I watch one of his films and I feel like I need to watch Christopher Nolan. You were watching the movie, so I'm going to make sure you're on the same page.
Even say it. Don't say it.
He's like, oh shit. I watch Christopher Nolan's movies and I feel like I need to watch them a second time to really appreciate or understand or soak in every little detail of the story that's being told. And I feel like Edgar Wright's movies are like that, but in a different way, because there's so many like little Easter eggs or little references or little setups and payoffs that you don't pick up.
It seems like he's hurt that he's saying this to her.
I like that you're watching the movie and not listening to what I'm saying. Well, that's good.
I am listening.
No, I know. That's okay. That's okay. I've seen this much more than you, so I don't need to follow it really. I can just blah, 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 blah. But that's what the commentaries are for. How is that different than anything else? Is that what you're about to say?
No.
You were looking at me like, how is that different than anything? When the podcast is not recording,
poor Knives.
You're muttering on.
It's okay, Knives. He's an a-hole.
See, so he's like, oh, Knives is sad. Oh, but Ramona's smiling. All right, everything's good. I'm all right. He moves on. That's how fast it is for him to move on. But then meanwhile, he's breaking these women's hearts. Yeah, I love this movie with a fiery passion. This is, again, like Nightmare Before Christmas, probably in my top 25 movies of all time. But my personal favorites. I'm not saying it's 25 best movies ever made, necessarily. There's a Scum of the Earth line.
Oh.
Yeah, see, he's not, exactly. See, you're getting it now. If anything, this commentary might actually help you appreciate this movie a little bit more. That's a great gift, by the way, the shooting your head thing that she just did.
And did she talk to anybody else about this?
Who, Knives?
Kim? Yeah, about
I don't know. Her. Not her, not him, or if he did, she didn't. If she did, he didn't hear it.
And she's obviously very isolated because she's working with a bunch of guys. But
yeah, well, all the drummers in this movie are girls. So, and then Scott's obsessed with
maybe she talks to young Neil,
his new girlfriend, and then she changed her hair.
Looks like she cut it too, like style it better.
It's all blue. I love that line where he's like, you know your hair? He's like, I know of it. I think that's great. The way this is written is just genius. And I forget how much of that is from the comics and how much of that is Edgar Wright and his co-screenwriter, whose name I don't remember right now off the top of my head. I don't have the...
We're in high school? Jeez, Kim.
Yeah, he's an idiot. And then, of course, he gets her out of there before she can talk to Kim anymore.
Yeah, I thought he thought they were good.
He does think they're good. That's what I'm saying. That, like... train ride, he's already thinks that, oh, Knives is fine, we're moving on, whatever. But he's leaving a path of destruction behind him in every relationship when he does this crap. And he gets super neurotic about the stupid hair. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not a movie to watch and be on Scott. I don't feel like you're supposed to be necessarily on Scott's side through this. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true. And see, now he's making note about that again.
Yeah, he's calling it back, like, because it clearly was on his mind. Yeah, I kind of feel bad now. Now you pointed that out. I'm like, fuck. Scott really hurt Wallace's feelings by saying that. I mean, he didn't use the F word, the F word for gay people, but he did kind of marginalize him, like very much so in that moment. That's not very cool.
But it's also, we're talking, and this never makes it okay, but we're talking about 8 years ago.
Right.
Things were very different in.
That's true. I mean, they were on the trajectory. Obama was still in office. Not to get too political,
had long been over. So.
Right. Right, which was instrumental in kind of helping that. The bread makes you fat thing I reference a lot.
Oh, yes, you do.
Bread makes you fat?
He also seems like an idiot.
This is the song, Ramona.
Oh, my God.
But it's kind of cute when he's like, I wrote a song about you. And she's like, you did? Like, part, like, intrigued and part tight and touched and part, like, ew. You know? Her performance is probably one of the best ones in this movie because there's a lot of nuance to the things she does, I think. You know?
There's more, it's like you said,
she's got
but more restrained.
She's got to play a lot of levels of, she's got to play that I'm into this guy, but that he's also kind of a dick and that I want to be vulnerable, but I'm also very protective of myself. You know what I mean?
Does she always wear shirts that match her hair? Because I think when she had pink hair, she was wearing pink shirts.
Maybe she might. Let's keep an eye on that. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of little details in these in Edgar Wright's movies, but specifically I think in this one, Scott's last haircut. This is exactly 431 days ago.
So I wonder, is it because, and I don't remember, do they get to this, but is it because of the breakup with Envy that made him get him kind of...
To be kind of an asshole to women? I think so, yeah.
But he broke up with Kim before that.
She dumped him. It was brutal. Natalie.
So he actually liked a person.
Yeah, I think he was probably like knives with Natalie, with Envy. And
it's just so crazy. When my coworkers ask me, like, oh my God, it was the same girl. It's because she does look so different in this movie.
Oh, and in this movie, not only she looks so different, she acts so different. She's like, no, I didn't know. And she's like puts on that like diva style voice, like basically playing like a stuck up rock chick.
Yeah, and I think you told me when we watched
things like that.
John.
Oh yeah, she's in that. She doesn't even talk. She's one line.
That's the same girl from
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, what about Room? I mean, it's a little premature to talk about Brie Larson, but so this is a famous castle, Casa de Loma. I think they said it already.
It's in real life. It's really in Toronto.
It's really. So if we ever go to Toronto, which I want to do the Scott Pilgrim tour. Which they don't have, but I'm gonna make I'm gonna create my own. Like,
oh my God, you could charge tickets.
I should.
You should
rent
create
a bus
it and then like be
here
like,
he comes.
Here's your itinerary.
There's your boy.
I know. God, he's got a lot of like hair.
I mean, I think that's the
eyebrows.
character here. Is the eyebrows are clearly not. His eyebrows are not clearly like that normally. No, but that's a famous filming location. They filmed. That's the X Mansion in the X-Men movies, and I think they used it as the Luthor Mansion in Smallville and many other things. So his name here, Lucas Lee, is supposed to be a little bit of a riff on Jason Lee, who was a skateboarder turned actor. See, I know a lot of trivia about this movie. That's why it's good that you have me on this commentary.
Like that?
Like his? Yeah. Not really. I want Jughead's hat from Riverdale.
So
maybe,
ninth grade. Oh my God. Wow.
So we're going sequentially through her romantic history.
It's not in his nose, but he's famous. Jeez.
Yeah. Talking to you, Scott Pilgrim. What do you think about Chris Evans' voice here? He's doing this sort of like uber masculine.
I like it.
2 minutes to kick your ass.
Wow, and he's asking for his autograph. God.
Well, because he's famous.
Yeah, and he is famous.
Seems nice. Well, yeah, now he's famous. He wasn't super famous here yet. He played the Human Torch.
He's not dead?
And he was in that. By the way, people listening to this, if you haven't seen the movie Cellular from 2004, that's a really, do you agree, underrated, great movie?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
And that movie came out after Not Another Teen Movie, and I didn't realize it was still Chris Evans, but before Fantastic Four. And I think I wrote a review for Cellular for the University of South Florida's student newspaper called The Oracle, back when that film came out. And even in that, I was like, Chris Evans is amazing. He's really strong in this movie. He's going to be a big star. Probably starting with Fantastic Four next year.
Yeah. How does it feel to be right?
I know. It feels pretty good to be right. I'm saying he's like he's really great in that movie. And I don't think anybody's even heard of that, really. I don't know what's up with these like phone-based thrillers that nobody seems to remember, because I think Cellular is really strong, and then I think Phone Booth is really strong, which is from 2002.
You show me Phone Booth too.
which is also really good, right?
Yeah,
these are good
you've seen
movies,
a lot
man.
of movies.
I've shown you a lot of movies. So,
What do you think of the leather jackets? Leather jackets are in, and they'll always be in. I like this, like
but faux leather. We don't want to kill animals, though.
faux leather. What I mean is the leather jacket.
The leather style. Okay, good.
Yeah, because I'll go to the mall and I'll walk down the street and they have these leather jackets.
I have a leather jacket. I don't wear it because we live in Florida and it's hot as balls.
It's also you need to get it repaired.
Well, yeah, but I have another one that's not as nice too. So I think these are actually Chris Evans like stuntmen, by the way.
Oh wow, how many does he need?
I was just thinking that. I don't know if they're all his real stuntmen, but maybe that main guy in the scene prior to this one where they're all kicking Scott's ass, that guy that he mistook for Lucas Lee, I'm pretty sure that was actually his actual like stunt double, probably that he works with on movies.
Oh,
it would make sense.
So
if
he defeated him, Scott would apparently vaporize. But
that's actually hilarious. I love his voice here. I want to just walk around talking like that. Hilarious.
Oh, that's the cop he's talking about, just walking up to an assistant?
Yeah, he just walks up to assistant.
Wow.
So Scott won.
It would have been nice if they explained the whole fighter thing, because you look at him and you're like, you're doofus.
But doesn't it make it more fun, or like funnier if he's like, oh my god, how did he do that? What the hell?
I guess.
Like
but
more surprising?
Also to establish something, do these ex even care to get her back? Or it's just because...
I don't know. I think it's just like, because maybe they're getting paid by Gideon to do it? I don't know. It's unclear. Because
like we're talking about the 9th grade with this guy,
he's a famous actor. It's basically all a manifestation. It's basically a metaphor of what I said, but like to the nth degree, essentially. Feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes. You don't know about the League? So this is the first time he's hearing about the actual League. So she mentioned a little bit about the exes that he had to battle, but I don't think he had ever heard the term League of Evil Exes before.
Wow.
I would love to get a beer. By the way, I would love to get a beer with Chris Evans. If Chris Evans is listening to this, I would love to just grab a beer and hang out with you. We don't have to talk about Captain America or anything. You seem like a cool person.
And he is our Captain America.
And Kai can be there and Kai can hug you. But that's about it.
We're
not into that. Like, we're not into anything more than that. That's creepy. But he does seem like a cool person. And then he tweets things like...
it's so weird he's like a skater.
Did I?
Like a skateboarder.
I think I retweeted. I may have retweeted...
Maybe snowboarder.
I think I retweeted his like Happy 4th of July thing that he did because I'm like, well, I got to. It's Captain America. What the fuck? He just seems like a really solid moral person, and that's nice to see. Because not only is he good looking and talented and playing this character that everyone now... Like, he made Captain America...
He has a great face.
He does have a great face. I just said he's attractive.
No, like, not just because he's attractive, but, like, he's
very expressive, too.
Like, look at his features, and they're very, like, he's very strong jaw and cheekbones, and he just has a great
very
movie face.
He's, like, Midwestern, isn't he?
No, he's from Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. I thought he was,
not Brooklyn.
Okay. Oh, no, as Civil War implies. No, but he made Captain America a like top tier Marvel character. Where before that,
doofus.
Marvel was just, or Captain America was just like, oh, that goofball. That whereas like there's a like 1994 or whatever, live action Captain America movie that's like famously bad. That's how people saw Captain America before Chris Evans like humanized him basically. And I think it's interesting now to see because he's played comic book characters multiple times. I mean, obviously in this,
I wonder if he actually reads comic
Fantastic
books.
Four, maybe. I don't know. A lot of these actors, I think,
or he just maybe just
see it as a
typecast.
career choice or whatever. Well, he's got a great face, like you said. He's good looking and he's like the right age to play heroes. And now he's like what, late 30s, mid 30s, 38 or something.
I just like that he says, "I'm playing Captain America, but there's no reason I can't be Captain." He never said this, but I'm projecting. There's no reason he can't be Captain America in his own life.
Yeah, well, he like I said, if you follow Chris Evans on Twitter, and I like this has now become a Chris Evans podcast. We're just talking about Chris Evans. The movie's happening. We're like. Seven exes. See, she did know about it, sort of. She's trying to... It's almost like a subtle warning in a way. I wonder if you call that number... You know how a lot of movies, when you have a number on screen, they actually make that like a hotline and you get like a message from whatever or something?
Well, yeah.
I wonder if they did that with this movie. Yeah, well, it's not a 5-5. Usually, the famous thing that movies do is 555, which is not a real area code. So you can avoid that issue.
So is he saying he loves her already or something?
And you have to let her know if you break out the L word. So basically, this is like... Wallace is giving a dissertation on romance here.
which is weird.
Plus, he wants her to move. Plus, he wants him to move out, which is obviously.
Yeah, he should though.
Yeah, I know. No, watching this now, you've kind of enlightened me. Now I'm like even more so on Wallace's side.
What
I'm
did
like,
Wallace do again? How does he have all
Scott is
this
an
money?
asshole. Wallace is right. You just like that scene that episode of how this is Envy, by the way.
Yes.
You know that episode of How I Met Your Mother that we reference all the time with the glass shattering?
Mm-hmm.
I think you've blown my mind about this movie a little bit. Now I'm like, oh my god, poor Wallace.
We're
Scott's a
referencing that
dick.
a lot. Oh my god.
Yeah, we are referencing it a lot.
Oh wow! Look at how cute they are. She
Yeah,
looked like
she
a
was
doofus
nice.
too.
Yeah, a little bit. And then she got
She
to
was
be
still blonde,
full of
though.
herself and a bitch.
But she's like, is she
Yeah,
like
Brie
really,
Larson, Academy Award winner Brie Larson, everybody.
Is she like really? I mean, what was I gonna say? Is she like actually super famous in this movie or something?
I think she's supposed to be. Yeah, her character's supposed to be.
So he dated a famous person too.
Well, she
Soon to
wasn't-
be famous.
Yeah, well, I think she might be. Because she's the lead singer of the Clash of Demon Head. I think they might be a Toronto-based band that's like now starting. That has just now blown up.
Oh.
Like Lucas Lee has been like a leading man in many movies, as they show. Actually, they had like fake posters for Lucas. Yeah, that's a famous moment that's in the trailers.
Aw,
Him jumping out of the window. Reaches back for a coat. Lucas Lee has been like a famous leading man in a string of movies. Like basically, he's like The Rock or whatever. At that point, look, all the exes, by the way, the 7 of them on the signs and on the up top.
Well, he's already defeated 2, so
See, now he's like, this X is on my jacket. I can't take it. I'm gonna get my girl Mae Whitman here in a second. Right now.
already.
Yeah. Well, teased. They tease her, and then she comes back after the next bad evil X.
Isn't she based on the Blu-ray? Isn't she like number 4?
Yeah, she's not next, but she's
Oh,
number
is this
4.
the highlight hair thing?
Not yet. That's not with her. That's with Brandon Routh. We're not there yet.
Oh.
Prepare to die, obviously. I'm trying to figure, you know how the last couple of Crooked commentaries I've done quotes?
Why is she so corny?
I don't know. I love it though. You know how the last couple of commentaries I've done quotes is like the episode title? I'm trying to decide what I want to do for this. Prepare to die, obviously, would be a good one. I have to figure out what I want to do.
Why is she even there
You're
right
not
now?
listening to me, but that's okay.
No, why is she even there right now?
She's pissed with him, and so she's jumping the gun slightly, even though she knows it's not her turn yet.
But she does care. She does want him back. Doesn't want her back.
Well, she's bitter for obvious reasons that you will get into. Yes?
Is she supposed to work at like a Starbucks or something?
Basically, yeah, a coffee shop. Well, this is Canada, so it's probably more like a Tim Hortons. Isn't that basically? Well,
Looking
Tim
forward to
Hortons.
trying one of those.
Oh shit!
Oh God.
Julie.
She's scary.
Sorry, I had to go.
Wow. So
And
she's
they-
apparently supposed to cuss all the time?
They beeped it out because of the PG-13 rating. Plus, also, it's funnier.
Yeah.
To beep.
You know how I censor myself too?
Well, isn't it? But don't you think profanity is always funnier when you edit it out?
Yeah.
Never you mind how I'm doing it.
God. Oh, caramel macchiato. Boom.
You took a
Like,
look in a
she's-
mirror before you wreak havoc on another girl. Thank you.
Why is she so... Like,
Julie's the
she's-
voice of reason.
She's so protective
You know-
of these women.
She's an asshole vigilante, Kai. Sound familiar? So I think who you resonate with, who you connect with the most in this movie is Julie. Like she's kind of comes across harsh, but she's keeping it real.
It's good that she knew where to find him. That's kind of creepy.
She feels bad about the whole Lucas Lee situation. See?
Wow, she's already...
She's trying
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Well, because she's scared that she's going to ruin his life. Like she's hurt other people.
Yeah.
There's a lot. This kind of movie's kind of deep, don't you think? It's kind of deep if you
there
think
she
about
is.
it. Oh, fuck.
It's the same picture. It's the same pose that she has on the
That's
poster.
the idea, Kai.
Oh,
You're pointing out. She
okay.
steps out of the... It's almost like she's stepping out of the poster.
How come they all know to like meet at the coffee shop?
Well,
That's weird.
Everybody knows to meet at Starbucks here in
God,
real life. So
Don't we get big hoop earrings like that?
you see, he
My
put that thing
goodness.
on because she's like, your hair's getting kind of long. He's like, with the hat. That was a pretty, really cool editing thing.
Oh. Yeah, Brandon Routh.
We got Darren Lyle. He's next. He's 3, and then I guess Roxy's 4.
Remember, guys, I've only seen this movie once.
I know.
So
It's all good. That makes this commentary more interesting. If I'm like, yep, this is what's happening, and you're like, wait, what's happening? I'm like, this, and this. And you're like, okay.
I wonder if
for
Mary Elizabeth
Pilgrim.
Winstead is happy for Brie Larson she won the Oscar, or if she's jealous that she won the Oscar.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead's not like hurting for work or anything. She's actually, isn't she? She's still with Ewan McGregor. Didn't they?
I didn't even know.
Weren't
they
they
were
both? They were both married and
that's right.
because she was on
but now
Fargo.
You not like her as much now.
I mean, I'm not going to judge people's personal lives. It's whatever. But she was on Fargo with him. Fargo season, what is it, 2, 3? I don't even know. I don't watch that show, but I've heard good things. I don't watch it not because it seems dumb, but just because I don't watch that many shows. I prefer to spend my time watching
I bet
movies.
that's her real hair. That's brown and then a blue wig on top.
Possibly, yeah, it might be.
It makes it easier, right?
Look at this. What the hell is happening with all these gay guys? Do you see this?
Yeah, wow.
Wallace is hooking it up. I don't know whether I should be like judging him and being like, Wallace, you shouldn't be doing that, or I should be like, respect. Because Wallace is like getting it on.
SARS.
I will think of NBM Adams no more. That was good editing.
It was.
Switz. Yeah, see, are you appreciating the filmmaking at least? If nothing else, by the end of this commentary, you're going to appreciate this movie a lot more. Maybe not love it like I do, but you'll appreciate a gig is a gig is a gig is a gig, as Steven Still says. For the band. I don't mean to quote this movie so much, but it's eminently quotable.
I'm surprised nobody's kicked him out yet because he's like leaves in the middle of rehearsal and. You know what? I get caught up in the storytelling, but you're the Julie of real life. She's like a stalker, man.
Now she is, because she's like, I love this guy. Why is he doing this to me? You know, you're the Julie of real life, because you're cutting through all this movie, and you're cutting to the heart of the story, and you're making me realize that Scott's a terrible person even more than I realized, even more than I noticed watching this movie. That's cool. The little hand, her handprint on the
what?
thing.
She just called her fat?
Probably like 25.
Now
she's actually like 26, I think, supposed to be.
I will say this though. One thing I appreciate about this movie is that, about the actress in general, is that Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's not necessarily like a skinny girl, but she's not, obviously she's not chunky, but she's
normal body type.
She's got a normal body type,
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Can you tell by this movie? Does she look like she's wearing really tight outfits?
No, it's just like I'm not trying to objectify any woman here.
Right,
but she's got thighs, like but she's like a little bit curvy.
Keeping it real, speaking as a man, I think women that are like ludicrously thin are kind of boring, and that's not good either. Okay, keeping it real again. When we first got together, the pictures you showed me of like before we got together, you looked really thin. And I think you're actually more attractive now.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I'm biased, obviously, because I'm like, you're more attractive when you were with me than you are then. But also, like, I've seen pictures of you then, and you were a little bit underweight and that kind of thing.
No, I just think that's good. I think that's good that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is a little bit more... And she has curvy...
She's clearly fit. She's got an athletic body type. You've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, which, by the way, she's great in that, too.
Yeah, she's got the same... Her body type is exactly the same in that movie. It's like nothing changed in 6 years.
That's so creepy in this part. So we're keying up. We're leading up to the...
How was she even allowed to this place? She's 17 years old.
That's a good... Well, how did Buffy and the Scooby Gang get into the bronze?
Man.
Now she's dating young Neil to make Scott jealous.
I don't think he cares, though.
Not so much. Look who Nice is hanging out with. All right, because we're recording this in real time, I have to go to the bathroom. So Kai is going to keep talking about what she's watching, and she's going to tell you what she thinks of it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kai.
Okay, that's a lot of pressure.
No, it's not. Just keep describing what you're seeing.
Yeah. Well, I like that he's wearing the Zero shirt, as in a Zero album from Smashing Pumpkins, and all the other shirts he was wearing had like some type of cartoon comic book character on it. But so that was interesting that for this band, Battle of the Bands, he has on the another band's t-shirt. Oh, here we go. Here's Brandon Routh, who also played in Superman Returns with Kate Bosworth, and apparently is now the Atom on Legends of Tomorrow.
And Kevin Spacey is in Superman Returns, but we don't talk about him anymore.
I like her hair like that with like the two tiny little pigtails coming up on top. I could never do that. I would feel like I look like I was 12. But she doesn't look like she's 12. Why does she seem so mad though? Like, she just seems very angry. I don't know. And I wonder if she dyed her hair for this. She probably did, because that looks real. That does not look like a wig. But I don't know. They also have really good wigs. So, wow. Yeah, she's got the black dress on, her little black dress, LBD. Oh, Rob was right. A female drummer. So I guess she's like, looks like she's kind of playing for him or something. I don't know. And Knife still likes this band, thinks they're good. Or something. Or she thinks Clash of the Demon Head is good. Okay, we're getting to the line that I quoted this afternoon. It's weird. Rob will quote Scott Pilgrim a lot, and I a lot of times already know what he's quoting because he's seen this movie so many times, even though I've only seen it once.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you win. So that was Black Sheep by Metric, and that was actually Brie Larson singing in the movie, even though on the album it's, whoever the lead singer of Metric is, I'm not even sure. So my line that I like to quote is on here in this scene.
Wow, what the hell is her problem? Why is she so mad?
Who? Which one? Brie Larson? Envy?
Yes.
Scott and Ramona, eh?
So is she mad because he's no longer pining for her anymore?
Can I point out that... Yeah, probably. Can I point out she says "eh"? And that's like the only instance of that like cliche Canadian slang in this movie.
And she has this fan that's sitting
Scott
with
and Ramona,
her.
eh?
She's terrible too. She has this fan that's sitting with her being like, I love your vlog. And she's just completely ignoring her. What a bitch.
Well, but she's supposed to be a bitch. Like that's kind of
They
her
look
thing.
alike, actually.
Who?
Envy and Ramona.
Really?
They both have dark brown eyes.
Oh, here goes.
And they both have like...
Here he goes.
What? He just punched a woman.
Well, he punched the... What did he punch?
Why did he punch her?
He's not afraid to hit a girl because he's a rock star. Okay.
I don't understand. Why did he punch her again?
Because she had an outburst. He punched the highlights out of her hair.
Wow. Aww.
Did you know that was even a thing you could do?
No, I didn't.
I don't know the meaning of the word incorrigible. Yes. Thoughts?
But no, I think they look sort of alike. Like
face-wise? I can see that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's probably intentional.
Yeah, it is intentional, I think.
Oh, by the way, that was apparently a thing that he said cocky cock. Because that's considered a profanity, I think. Because calling him a cock.
Oh, yeah.
But it's happened so fast you don't even notice. And you see that Brandon Routh is wearing the 3 shirt because he's the third evil ex.
So he dated her too?
Did you catch that? Yeah.
I was even thinking, I'm like, wasn't he an ex too?
Yeah, that's he's the evil. And I love, by the way, I realize some people have legitimate health concerns or legitimate lifestyle choices, and they have a specific diet because of whatever reason that they, feel like they need to, or maybe they medically look at all 3s. Yeah, see, maybe they feel like they medically need to. But I love the fact that this movie kind of pokes fun a little bit, gentle fun at the whole vegan lifestyle. That vegans are just better than most people.
Yeah. Just
based on sheer willpower, because I don't know. I don't think I could be vegan. I like cheese too much.
Well, there's even said it right there.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I was quoting it.
So that's the other reason why it's weird, because he went out with her too?
He went out with Ramona, now he's with Envy.
That's so random.
I mean, well, yes, but this whole movie's kind of random.
Especially knowing that they're Canadians and she's from New York. Unless they explain that too.
If you knew the science, maybe I listened to a word you were saying. That's pretty funny. So what do you think about the whole vegan situation where being vegan gives you like mental powers and stuff? Like, I mean, it's supposed to be like, a parody of the fact that vegans feel like they're better than other people because, or whatever. Maybe some don't.
I'll say that the vegans that I've met do act like they are better than other people.
Well, there you go.
But that's,
look, kissy again.
That's not necessarily true for everybody.
Right.
But
we're not stereotyping. I'm just saying the movie's perspective is
they're
vegans
stereotyping.
think like they're better than everybody.
He punched the moon for
He punched a hole in the moon for her.
Vegan
and
Academy,
I think there's a scene.
It's good they're using from the comic book. That's pretty.
It's pretty cool. There's a scene. She's dabbled in being a bitch, by the way, because I could tell. When you see the moon in this movie, it does have the hole punched through the moon or whatever. I think there's actually 2 holes punched through the moon because
I&E.
Scott did in the comic books. Scott punched a hole through the moon as well for I don't know if it was Kim or somebody else. I forget. But there's another hole through them. That's another parallel in the comic. The punch the hole through the moon thing.
Oh my god.
She dusts.
She dusts on Monday. Let me see what's going on here. So I really like this joke. The cleaning lady, she cleans up on Monday because she has the weekends off. And that whole thing. I like jokes that get so deep into themselves that they sort of almost don't become funny, but become like.
He said you used to be so nice. Who said that?
Scott's talking to Envy.
Oh.
Because you saw the pictures. You're like, they're so cute.
Yeah.
But they're not anymore. That's what happens when success sometimes. Ego gets to your head and you turn your back on everywhere you came on the people you came from.
But look.
What? Which
They
part?
look alike.
Ramona and because of the makeup and the
They
face.
just also have like similar eyes and.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like I said, that was probably intentional. Scott has a type, and Knives does not fit that type. I guess she's got different features and everything. So here you get a bass battle situation going with. He's the bassist of the Clash of Demon-Head, and he's the bassist of Sex Bob-Omb. This is making me want to listen to the soundtrack.
What year did they date?
Who?
Him and Ramona?
Scott and like junior, no, high school, I think.
Because doesn't it follow like chronological?
Yeah, like sometime in high school, I think. I think I don't know how many of these exes. I don't know how many of these exes she. I would think if you're going by like I guess stereotype and cliche, she probably got with Roxy, like college.
Right.
I would assume. So that was like her experimental phase. So maybe she was like 19 or whatever. And then she dated the Kari and Agi twins, which we haven't met yet. And then she ended up with Gideon in her like early 20s or mid 20s. Because Ramona's supposed to be a little older than Scott.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
I think they said at one point she's supposed to be like, I don't know if they say it in this movie or they say it in the comic only. She's supposed to be like 26 and he's like 22.
Oh, well, Knives did say, what?
Or 20 or 24, something like that. She's around.
She's probably older.
Like 25.
Yeah.
She's either like 24 or 26, I forget exactly, but she's a little older than him, so she's got even more baggage than he does in a way.
And why is she fine with him battling for Ramona if they're going out?
I think because she's jealous with Scott that Scott's moved on and she doesn't like that. You know how
No, it's
people
fine
are.
that that she moved on.
Yeah, but people are not hypocritical when it comes to romance. Is that what you're saying? Like, oh, I can move on and be with other people, but you can't do that. That's not cool.
Right.
You just drink half and half, baby. Oh, and you got Thomas Jane and who's that? Clifton Powell, I think, as the vegan police. Jeez. Thomas Jane, who played, of course, the Punisher.
But no, it's like I do have to say that I really admire people that can be vegans because that's a lot of discipline. Especially if it's but if it's something important to you.
Clifton Powell. What the hell did I get that from? Clifton Collins Jr. is the other vegan police guy.
Why would he think chicken is vegan? Is he an idiot?
Yes, exactly. Actually, I mean, Brandon Routh gets a lot of crap because Superman Returns is not really that great a movie. I know you've never seen it. We have to show you the Superman movies at some point, like the ones that matter, which are 1, 2, and Returns, because 3 and 4 are bullshit. But I think he was actually really good. If you watch Superman 1 and 2 and then Superman Returns, he actually does a pretty good job matching Christopher Reeve's performance as both Clark Kent and Superman. Mm. And I think he's a lot of fun in this film. I haven't seen some of his other, like Dylan Dog did that movie that they did, and I've only seen some of his work on like Legends and the Arrowverse. But I mean, I think he got kind of an unfair rap for a while there because Superman Returns didn't succeed, and I don't think I think he was actually bringing his A game in that movie. Just more the script that didn't work for me. But you can't really speak to that because you haven't seen that. So here, he calls her Natalie, and she sort of realizes, hey, maybe I'm not being very nice anymore.
Yeah, she seems like she's sort of miserable.
She's kind of lost her way. A lot of this movie is just, yeah. There's Ramona.
Yeah,
They sell that purse, by the way. If you decide you like Ramona's purse, I'll buy you Ramona's purse.
Wow. You're such a busybody. Look, it's pizza.
They went to pizza to get a slice.
Well, at least she's around more often, Ramona. Like, in the beginning of the movie, when he first met her, she was barely around, and now she's going to his band events and hanging out with him for band practice. That's nice.
Well, he's drinking a Coke Zero. That's kind of his thing. Well, I guess that's kind of... It's true. He really is supposed to be the zero because he wears a shirt that says zero.
Well, I was saying when you were in the bathroom that what that zero was, that looked like that was for Smashing Pumpkins' Zero album.
Probably.
Or the Zero song.
Yeah.
Because that was the same thing.
Well, he also wears...
Star.
That's interesting because he has the SP shirt that he wears. That I think is a Smashing Pumpkins because it's his initials. But I think it is a Smashing Pumpkins logo with the heart and the SP.
Maybe.
I think that's what that's supposed to be.
That's not STP. Like maybe like Scott Tony Pilgrim.
Wow. That's what is it? That's what Stone Temple Pilots.
Yes.
We all have baggage. Oh, there was a big 4 in the building when he walked in, by the way.
There was a what?
A big 4 because we're about to meet Roxy Richter. Look here, she's starting to try and wake him up a little bit. About knives, about all his relationships. We have a low battery on my computer, so I'm gonna go. Kai, keep talking.
Yeah.
Take it.
It's funny that he's speaking for everybody on their feelings. I like that she is calling him out, though.
And you're seeing Kim sort of like dealing with it still.
Wow. Purple suited dude is Barney?
Sorry, am I blocking you?
What? That did not really happen.
Which part?
Or this. That he had to fight 96 guys or something like that, and the one was 80 foot in purple or something?
Well, I don't remember if that's in the comic, actually. I don't think so.
So he wasn't saying to be sarcastic or facetious.
I mean, you could read it either way. But he's also been naive in fighting for romances that didn't really make sense in his own way, I guess, is the point. Oh, does she know me? And then you get another... I mean, can we just point out how great Mae Whitman is in this? She just kind of like... She gets such a swagger, doesn't she? It's just a face. You had a sexy face? I meant nothing? Well, honey, I'm a little bi-furious. That's a great line.
Why is she wearing football makeup?
Mae Whitman is great in this. You don't think so? This was nominated for like either Spike Awards or MTV Awards or some shit for best fight. This fight here, I'm pretty sure.
Why does she want to fight her? Because she's a girl?
Back off, has-been. Well, and then Scott has issues with
she's wearing a bikini?
Fighting her. Yeah, I know. Again, representation, not really the greatest when it comes to LGBT. I already pointed that out. That she's just sort of
did you realize that at the time when you first watched this movie?
Maybe not so much. I'm more woke than I was 7 years ago. I feel like most of us are.
Yeah. So this was 2011, not 2010?
This is 2000. No, but I didn't see it until 2011, I think.
So my 8-year
It came out like August 2010 in theaters.
Kick her in the balls? Oh my God.
Kick her in the balls. Is that supposed to be a snide remark because she's kind of butch? I guess.
Maybe.
But her weapon is really cool. The belt that's sort of like this whip thing. No?
I wonder if this is what Gideon had in mind for them to fight.
Not necessarily, but Scott has a difficulty fighting her. And see, I'm saying it. No, not that part. But she says that your precious Scott has to defeat me with his own hand. And then Scott has issues fighting her because she's a girl. And so Ramona helps out. This is a league game. Thoughts?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I don't think I can hit a girl. They're soft. But the way she sort of uses him as a weapon is really cool. Look at this. Like the fight choreography here is legit. Don't you think? I mean, yeah, it gets kind of ridiculous at some point when they're like flying around and shit in other fights.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Ramona had her own weapon. She had that little hammer that she was fighting. Not little hammer, but she had that huge hammer she was fighting with.
She's Thor.
Sort of. She's going to get an axe. They're never making a sequel to this movie because nobody saw it. But if they were, she would get an axe probably next.
Yeah, there you go. Do you like her shoes?
Spoilers for Avengers Infinity War. If you, for some reason, haven't seen it months after its broken box office.
What is with these kicks, man? Like, their legs go all the way up.
Hold on. Your BF's about to get F'd in the B. Thoughts on the line? Pretty much everything Roxy says is like genius and how
so
campy and
corny.
ridiculous it is. Yes, exactly. But what do you like? The bi furious, the prepare to die, obviously, or your BF's about to get F'd in the B? Which do you like of those the best?
I don't know. I mean,
I like the bi furious. I think that's a pretty good line.
so stupid.
I was just a little bi curious. Well, I'm a little bi furious. That's kind of great. And she explodes.
How many coins did he get?
It's usually whatever the number of whatever X it is, that number of thousands, so 4,000. This is kind of a dramatic scene here.
Yeah, no shit, Ramona.
That she doesn't know much about her. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's where he says something else that's even
Like,
really.
he's being so snide, and he made this choice.
Look. Here, this is where he gets really shitty. That's kind of a dick move. No?
Yeah, no. He's
throwing her past in her face. She's like, dude, I told you I've dabbled in being a bitch. I'm not happy with my past. I'm trying to start fresh, and you're gonna throw my shit in my face. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like legit. This is like real. This real shit. It's a ridiculous movie. That's like basically a parody of a lot of different things, but that's a real message.
Oh, you just know evil X being to happen. But
Yeah, this is how relationships have to. A new relationship has to battle through all this crap in order to work. That's why so many relationships don't work. I think, whether it's past, like I said, whether it's past relationships or other baggage you bring to it. Here's your stupid list. Caddy and Aggie twins. I mean, wouldn't
they're in
that
a band too? Geez, she really has
wouldn't
a
that
big
list
band.
musicians? That's your thing. Wouldn't that list have been useful, like at the beginning of the movie, not at almost the end of the Evil X, the League of Evil Exes? Ramona dated twins, but we never find out if it's at the same time. So now he's wearing the 4.5 shirt because it's between 4 and 5.
Blocking the rock.
But what?
Blocking the rock, he said. So he's not nearly as positive as he once was. He was very peppy in the beginning of the movie. Now
I want to take them apart. Now he's getting pissed.
But it's like he's condescending and like and
patronizing.
Yeah, talking about her past, but yet he's still fighting for her. So, that's good, I guess. That's growth.
This is I like the line that she has. I think it already happened, where Kim is just like, that sign needs more exclamation points.
Wait, when was that?
She said a minute ago. She said that sign needs more exclamation points because it's like literally Sex Bob-Omb versus Caddy Doggy twins, whatever, and exclamation points like crazy.
Yeah. So. I wonder who she's rooting for.
And now she's got different hair.
What color did you like better?
I don't know. Maybe the blue. I think I like her blue.
I do
hair.
too.
The best of the blue, green, and like what was the first one? Pink, right?
Yeah.
Who's she talking to? I only did it because I love you. You know that. Douchebag alert.
He's an older guy.
Yeah.
Probably got money.
Guy, also a hipster.
Probably got money.
But if you're gonna cast a hipster, and I said last episode that I still, unfortunately, don't judge me, listeners. I still haven't seen Rushmore. But who's more of a hipster than Jason Schwartzman? So it makes sense that he's like king hipster in this League of Evil Exes thing, Yeah,
they look like brothers. That's
Caddy,
probably
the Caddy and Aggie twins.
Yeah, that's probably.
They're supposed to be twins. I don't know if they really are twins in real life.
No, because that was like maybe those are the people whose names had the same last name. I think.
Oh, that's maybe that.
It's a toy or something.
Oh yeah. That's pretty much it.
Oh no, it's different.
It's different here, but they're credited the same. So maybe they have slightly different. Maybe they just professionally spell their names slightly different.
It's interesting.
See?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
the
Caddy and it's also a little, again, not to go back to this, but we're living in very woke times. So everything I watch now, especially at this, something I've seen so many times and watching it with a couple of glasses of wine in me. Representation wise, it's a little unfortunate that like other than Knives, the only people of color in this movie are these two Asian men who don't have a line at all. They literally don't speak in this movie. They just do this, like, hit buttons and they are very techie, which is, again, sort of an Asian, I guess, stereotype in a way. And then they split.
Have you heard about this movie getting crap because
I
of
don't
these
know.
things?
And not that I haven't, actually. But that might be because it came out pre all that, and people are not really, or because it's such a cult classic that the people that love it, and the people that don't know about
the movie with the dragon.
I told you about the dragon. That's what I remember. I remembered that, and I was like, I got to see this movie. This is crazy. I got to watch this again and actually pay attention to it.
Dragons like throwing up on them or something?
And they're breathing fire, I think, on them or something.
Looks like ice.
I like how you see dragons and something come out of your mouth, and you're like, they're vomiting on them. I'm like, no, dragons breathe fire.
That's
not
how
that works.
That was like ice or something.
That sounds like a Game of Thrones reference, pre-Game of Thrones. Because there's an ice dragon, I think, in there at some point. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
How does he know? Okay, so...
Season 1. Don't judge me. Huh?
So, like, Gideon is like, he's like an agent or something?
We haven't found... Well, we haven't revealed that in the movie yet, but he's G-Man. He's the head of the record company that they win a record label. They win a record deal with if they win the Battle of the Bands.
Oh. Right.
So he's like a big, like you said, he's got money and a big wig and stuff.
Right.
What do you think about the gorilla versus the dragon, double-headed dragon situation here?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty cool, right?
More scary to me than a gorilla.
Yeah, but the gorilla like strangles the dragons or whatever here.
It's an interesting, CGI, you know, like to.
It's supposed to be animated. It's supposed to look animated, and it does. But
that's just an interesting idea. Be like, yeah, we're gonna have a battle of the amps.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me, the CG there where they're sort of translucent, but not really. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2016 Ghostbusters, actually. Because it was also in a concert scene. It was a big ghost on Leslie Jones' shoulders, remember?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired. I'm going home.
Right.
That part. Oh, he's getting a life. Which is a great play on words. I will take all the puns I can get. But you notice that the point total went up from 5,000 to 6,000 because they were Evil X's 5 and 6.
And that's why he gets one up, too, because he defeated two at the same time.
I guess, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's Knives, and she's still sad, but also she's moved past it. She's just trying to be supportive now.
Wow. What a sweet person.
Yeah, I know.
And he's not.
Well, how do you feel? Do you know the original ending of this movie? He was going to end up with Knives, and people were like, that's bullshit. How do you feel? I don't think he should have ended up with Knives. I think Knives, Wallace said in the beginning of the movie, not wives, spoilers. No spoilers for anything. Knives is too good for him. I think Knives has her whole life ahead of her, and I don't think she needs to be with a guy like this that has shit he needs to work through. I think Ramona's a much better fit for him because they both have shit they need to work through. And he's in Lesbians with her, she just said. You know?
Yeah, but that doesn't really make any sense, though.
Well, he said the wrong L word. That's what he's... He meant a different L word.
Oh, no. That's right. He's gonna... Oh, God. Ew. She totally...
Tell the people how you feel.
No, it's just... Oh, man. And
That's
then
bad news.
And then they play Rolling Under My Thumb.
Under my thumb. I think it's playing like right now in the movie, actually. I have it muted, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
Music to my ear holes.
So they're going to sign him anyway?
He just peed. That's funny. Yes, right now for a 3-album contract.
Why is he even doing that?
Because he wants to prove he's not such a bad guy after all.
Right. Well,
Steven's signing it.
Oh, douche in charge? Isn't the abbreviation for that dick?
That's true. You gotta keep your... Don't let what's past ruin your future. That seems like the moral of the movie in a way, doesn't it? You know, some movies have a line of dialogue that basically elaborates that basically encapsulates the theme. I feel like that's the line of the movie that's like between Ramona and Scott. Don't let what's past ruin your future. That's the line of the movie. That's the message of this whole thing. Yeah, the ridiculous video game indie rock comic book movie has a message to me, and I think that's why I like it so much.
Do you think he really wanted her back, or just wanted to win?
Maybe both. And if he can have both, I think he'll take it. He was in a really dark place. Yeah. He put together a League of Little Exes.
Okay, so I
Yes.
remember he fights Gideon.
So Neil took over for Scott. Scott's like, I can't be part of the band with this douche in charge. And young Neil's like, I know how to play bass.
Young Neil like the roadie or
whoops.
something?
Yeah. And he just realized he said lesbians.
Oh.
So he's sad. So he's walking sadly in the snow to the sad Hulk music.
It's too bad he just not playing that song from the other guys. We're so sad.
It's so sad. So very, very sad.
God,
so sad.
Jeez, you think they got that much snow in Toronto?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
And I don't know if this is accurate, but Ramona said earlier in the movie, she's like, this is crazy. Isn't it like April? So I don't know if that gets that cold in April. I don't know.
Geez.
Oh, this is a great line when she says, do you really see a future with this girl? And he's like, what does he say, Kai? Like with jetpacks?
I don't remember what he says.
She literally you could have just read the screen.
Like with jetpacks. Oh, so
Too much wine for Kai, too.
Okay, got it. So you're going by what he really said. Got it.
And the thing is, it's funny. She calls him little brother. She's younger than he is. But she's wiser than he is. So it makes sense that she calls him little brother in that way.
Oh.
By the way, and I guess just for trivia purposes, I should mention, Anna Kendrick did end up dating Edgar Wright, I guess, during or after this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long. You heard about it because I told you probably.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long that relationship lasted, but it's kind of interesting that on the set of this movie that something happened with the two of them.
Isn't he much, much older than her?
I think she was like maybe early 20s at this point, and he was like late 30s or something.
No.
He's not that old. He's not like a 60-year-old man or something.
Yeah.
Even now, I think he might be like 40s something. Hold on, let me find out. I'll find out. Hold on, everybody.
That must be nice to
But
be
not
making
really.
movies in your 30s.
Yeah, well, I mean,
God, why? Jeez, Wallace really wants him out. Scott really must have pissed him off
so
at this point.
Edgar Wright's 1974. So
Oh, okay.
so he's 44?
Yeah.
Okay, 44.
Okay.
And then Anna Kendrick's like what, almost 30 now probably?
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick is 33, 1985.
Oh, okay.
Or going to be 33 in next month, August 9th. So, okay, so about a dozen years difference. That's not like crazy old. It's not like, like she could be my dad or something crazy like that. Which, whatever. It's their business. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah.
I'm not judging. I'm just, whatever. Here's Ramona and Gideon. Oh, and I like this joke. Scott screams, and it's because he what did he do? He burns his toe or spilled hot cocoa on his crotch. That's funny.
And she's totally in a trance, which I guess is the whole point.
They get, and that's the other metaphor that like ex people, when you're in an abusive relationship, so it goes. You sort of like
abusive relationship.
This is emotionally abusive, doesn't you think? This seems like it's sort of emotionally abusive in a way.
I haven't seen enough yet.
Well, she's clearly not happy with him, doesn't belong with him, and yet he's got his hooks in her. So in a way, it feels like it's sort of she feels less than when she's with him. So in that way, doesn't it feel sort of like it's not very empowering for her?
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Not emotionally, like he's hitting her or something like that.
Emotionally, isn't.
Not emotionally like that. Not abusive in that way. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's like you return to what's familiar, even though you know what you shouldn't in a way. I mean, that's a very common thing with, people in relationships. I'm not Dr. Drew. I'm not trying to lecture people on relationships. That seems what the movie's playing off of. Ugh. I love that the second password is cool.
Wow. Yeah, because it seems like he's so indifferent. They're like, whatever.
They're like, that's still rock and roll. I guess you get to go into the Chaos Theater. First album is much better than the first album. And then when he comes back,
they're so hokey.
So you remember when they come back? They look Josie and the Pussycat style, tied back into our previous episode when we talked about that.
What sellouts?
They look like literally like pilgrims with the white and black a little bit, which is kind of funny. Huh. Hey, welcome to the Chaos Theater. But we see when they come back. And he enters. Scott enters. Como actually says, "Oh, the movie is much better. The comic book's much better than the movie, or something like that."
I didn't see that.
He didn't say it yet. When he came in now, he said, "Oh, the first album is much better than the first album," which is a great line. But when he comes, and Scott has his extra spoilers. If you're listening to this commentary, Jesus Christ, I hope you've seen the movie before ruining it for you, and you need to actually watch and listen to it like as intended. Plus, there's no use of crying over spilt Coke. But also, Scott has his extra life, so he actually gets spoilers, killed, and returns to do this again. Do you remember any of this?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Well, I don't expect you to. It's been 7 years, according to you.
Yes, it's true. It's a true story. It's just so crazy that Gideon would be able to beat him in the first place.
Gideon's actually pretty badass when it comes to Scott earned the power of love. But you know what's more powerful than the power of love, Kai?
What?
The power of self-respect.
Well, it's like also, is he only in love with her because he defeated her exes, some of her baggage?
Maybe he feels for her and that she's trying to be a better person and all her stuff she's trying to move past.
She's flicked him off.
I know. I'm glad you caught that. She totally did. Good job.
Wow.
Here's another crazy action scene right here.
Oh, it's not really, but is it really Gideon that's going to fight him?
Well, and not yet when he comes back, I think. Or wait, no, Gideon's the one that kills him.
Oh, which I wouldn't expect.
Look, and they're all exploding into coins. I don't care. Even if you hate this movie, the action in this movie is pretty good. When they fight, it's really, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is like some crazy Matrix shit happening here.
But about Michael Cera, though, so we were talking when this movie first started that he was a lead in a couple movies. He's just like not leads in movies anymore.
Yeah, I know.
What happened with
that? Used to be in movies, now she's not in movies anymore. Just like Gina Davis, is that what you're saying?
That's the third Family Guy reference.
Is it the third?
Well,
oh, you're talking about before when the prom night dumpster baby was? Well, that was before we recorded. That I was like, I had prom night dumpster baby, and I was watching that on YouTube. Yeah, I guess he was in Molly's Game as player X. I mean, Tobey Maguire. I mean, player X.
He was in the lead though.
And yeah, he's only been in like Well, he played Robin in the Lego Batman movie. I forgot that. That's true. Oh man, he's great in that too.
Maybe it's hard when you get in Hollywood to like be a lead constantly. I don't know.
Well, I think he may have burnt out in 2009, 2010, around there. Like we were saying, I think he did a bunch of movies back to back to back.
Kung Pao Chicken? That's horrible.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to really think Gideon's a good person.
Oh.
You barked a heart that broke mine. How do you feel about the fact that Knives apparently also fights really well and is pissed with Ramona?
It's cool, and I like that she's Knives. Like her name.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. And I like that the fact that
it seems like Ramona fights pretty well too.
She does. Well, everybody in this movie fights really, really well. Yes.
He's not as flexible though. Like he's not like Roxy
Gideon?
or Ramona, where his leg can go all the way up in front of his face.
That's true. Well, he's wearing a suit. I would imagine that would limit your flexibility too.
I guess.
I like the fact that the movie, I was going to say, recognizes that Knives' anger is very much misplaced, and that Ramona didn't have anything to. Ramona didn't steal. Scott didn't like. It's the movie sort of here at this point is kind of commenting on the whole woman versus woman thing, where it's basically literally a cat fight, where she's like, "You stole my man," bullshit, and then Scott comes in and he's like, stop it. Nobody stole anybody. I dated you and then I dated Ramona. Maybe I forgot to tell Knives that was going on. And so Scott's starting to own up to, okay, I didn't, I hurt your feelings. Maybe I didn't mean to, but I guess I did. And, maybe I shouldn't be an asshole to women in the future. That's kind of what this movie's about. It's about a dude who's kind of an asshole to women and him realizing maybe I shouldn't be an asshole to women. I should actually respect them like normal human, like real, like actual human beings, shockingly enough.
Well, that was easy, man. He was distracted.
Game over.
Wow.
Does that sound like pretty much like Scott's arc in this movie? The whole women thing that I just said?
Definitely.
And I think that's a message a lot of guys could learn from. Probably a lot of guys, ironically, that really liked this movie and didn't, look that deeply into it.
We were mentioning cactuses earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are. Dying's gotta suck. Good point. So I guess we're back in that subspace highway in his head.
Yeah. But so she's not wearing green with her green hair. I was mistaken.
You were. She's not wearing green. She's wearing the same outfit here as she is in the real world. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. It was her. She was obsessed with Gideon. She was crazy about him and he ignored her. Does that sound like it makes sense to you?
It does. So did she dump him, or she just,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just listening I'm reading what she's saying.
She has that way. He has this way of getting into her head, which is literally the thing in her. He has like a chip in her thing that gets inside her head.
Meta.
That is evil. Exactly. See, now you're getting it. It like textualizes things that would normally be subtext. And it's like, oh, way of getting set in her head. No, literally into her head. It's got a fucking chip on her head, on the back of her neck.
Oh, she disappeared.
What do you think? Maybe not the. Whoa, spoilers. Maybe. So, what do you think about this moment where she's like, maybe I'm not who you should have been fighting for?
He should be fighting for himself. That's, I think, what she's saying, right?
The power of self-respect. That's what I'm saying. When he comes in, she's like, he comes in a minute and he tells Gideon, he's like, I want to fight you, whatever. And he's just like, you want to fight me for her? And he's like, no, I want to fight you for me. Scott earned the power of self-respect. That happens in a second here. Your hair looks stupid.
He doesn't have to punch people. Jeez. He's
like, fuck you. I'm on a mission. Scott's on a mission. What? It's just the comic book's better than the movie. See?
So.
Como's lines are great.
Aww.
So.
Oh, nice.
To contextualize Kai's awe, Scott's coming in and telling everybody in the band everything that he should have been telling them the whole time. That the lineup's much better. You sound much better without me. Kim, I'm sorry I hurt you. Young Neil, you're doing a great job on bass. Blah, blah, blah. This club sucks. You're pretentious. I've got beef. Let's do it.
Yeah, in case you guys did not have subtitles on, that's what it says.
I know. I'm just making sure that they know what you're all reacting to. Because you're just going, and reacting. And I wanted to just elaborate. And there, this is the power of self-respect.
Wow.
Because he doesn't have... That's part of why he's so awkward, I think, throughout the movie. He doesn't have self-respect. He's just kind of like, well, whatever. You know?
Yeah. But Ramona doesn't self-respect
We are here to watch Scott Pilgrim kick your teeth in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they speed through this a lot faster than last time because we've seen it already. So here you go. You get the battle with the two of them.
Well, Gideon basically cheated the first time. Scott was distracted, apologizing to Ramona and
Nice. He cheated on both of them.
Yep.
You dick. There goes the 7,000 coins.
What?
Nice. No. She's still coming out. She's still mad.
Yeah, she is.
Taste my steel.
No.
She's really hard up on calling Ramona fat. What is that? What is up with that? See, Scott's taking responsibility, finally.
There you go.
I cheated on both of you. I'm really sorry. Thank you, you fucking asshole. You're not a fat ass. She didn't mean that. Well, no, you're not a fat ass. Guy, is she a fat ass?
No.
You were commenting on her body earlier, so...
No.
It's interesting. We're on a commentary, and the woman is the one commenting on other women's bodies.
I thought he died.
Oh, okay. Where did he get the gum from? Again.
You always need gum.
Wrong move, baby. Oh, he's got a combo move.
Oh, like Mortal Kombat?
I guess, or I make any video game ever. Look at all his things are times 7, of course, because he's the 7th Evil X. 700 points, 700, see.
Do you like his blazer?
I guess. I don't know. White blazer is a little much. That does see. I mean, Scott called him pretentious. I think that's pretty accurate, the white blazer. When you say? That's pretty pretentious.
Sort of. Red with the white.
The red and the white. And the black tie with his little GGG logo.
Oh, God. Oh, man. We quote this all the time.
I used to. It's going to be my Injectors track for 7 years. Do you know how long it took putting together this stupid league? Kai?
What? 7 years?
No, 2 hours.
Oh. Hadn't gotten there yet.
Which is, we're getting there in a second. Which is the joke, because that's not that long of a time. Oh. And she's blinking like a video game character would if they're like close to burning out of life. You know?
But doesn't Ramona jump in now? Because she looks like she's about to.
Oh, she's going to say to him, she's going to turn the tables on Gideon in a second. I don't want to spoil it. Scott's sword just went poof. Whoa. Gideon looks kind of crazy right there with the hair and shit. The blue
That's what they
eyes.
showed in the mid.
That is in the menu for the Blu-ray.
Oh God.
Still my girl.
Oh man.
Watch it. Remember this thing? Remember what she says?
That's funny.
And then they basically tag team him on this guy. Oh, look at that. Bad.
Oh
bad,
my God.
Bad.
He had a girl like his ex.
Like Brandon Routh did, but only more so. He like kicked her in the stomach and shit.
That's
downstairs.
That's physically abusive.
And you see how see? And the movie's like bad. Here, so I like the fact that Knives and Scott both like double team on his ass. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh God, this is when
This is spastic too much. It's too much. Well, that's why you stopped watching Glee. You're like, oh, all the fast cutting during the musical numbers. I can't take it.
Yeah, well, that was one of the reasons.
Well, and the show kind of got stupid in season 4 and beyond, especially.
God, they must have had so many stunt doubles for this movie.
Well, plus CG. Sure, that's most of the $60 million probably went to CG. None of these people exactly made like $20 million on or anything. I don't think Michael Cera like really rocked that much of it.
Chris Evans may have taken some of it.
I don't think so. No, Chris Evans didn't even make that much for Captain America. He's not even in this movie that much.
That's true.
He's only in a 10-minute segment maybe. To form this stupid league, 2 hours.
Yeah, you quote that too. You quote a lot of this stuff.
Oh, what was the other thing he said? It was like, the acoustics in here are amazing. Remember that? We must have missed that. I didn't even catch that line. It went right past us.
I think so.
I'm what's happening. I'm blowing up right now.
I remember when you quoted that at our wedding reception, like in the
acoustics in here are amazing?
In our house, upstairs.
Oh,
I remember.
Our wedding reception?
Like with the family and friends and stuff. It's our house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, after the next day after the wedding?
Yeah.
That wasn't their wedding reception. The wedding reception is after.
What do you call that, though?
The wedding reception is after the.
I know, but what do you call it when
Kai, who's been married for years, here's how this works. You have a wedding, and then afterward you have a party. Sometimes at a different location, sometimes in the same one.
Okay, so it was like
and
a wedding
that's where
party.
the cake is, and then where people dance. That's called the wedding.
So it was like
reception.
a wedding party.
I mean, I guess it's just people checking out our house afterwards, after the next day.
It was fun though, but that's when you said it, okay?
I guess. All right, cool. So now Gideon blew up into coins.
Cool.
So it's supposed to be like $7,000 worth in coins.
I guess so.
And I like how Kim's like, there goes our deal.
You're like,
oh man.
do you like a knife
He's like,
scarf?
no, there goes our deal. They're getting all the coins. Knife scarf? Yeah, I guess. It's cool. I'm not a big scarf guy. We live in Florida. I don't think anybody here is a big scarf person. Mm. You can defeat me, Scott, but can you defeat yourself?
I would save his son, his
Here
glasses.
comes Nega Scott.
Oh, that's right.
You did remember Nega Scott, you said.
So, yeah.
An hour and a half ago or whatever, you said you remembered Nega Scott.
Nega
Scott, which is obviously a throwback to Ninja Revolution. But he's like, basically here he has to face himself and what he's done and who he is for himself, and nobody can help him do it. And you have to square that within yourself, who you are.
I want to see Ramona's Nega. Ramona.
Look.
Oh. So he defeated him, I guess.
They became friends.
Huh.
What happened?
Brunch.
I think I've seen some people say that, like, if Nega Scott is supposed to be opposite Scott, and Nega Scott's a really nice guy, what does it say about actual Scott?
I don't know. Uh-oh, he's not going to want to get his hair cut now.
So, would you have preferred Scott and Knives instead of Scott and Ramona?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You agree with me, right?
Yeah.
Scott should be with somebody just as messed up as he is, instead of someone who's naive and...
He fought all those people for her.
And that's what Knives said. Or says in about a minute here. The past keeps catching up.
Aw, poor Ramona. It doesn't seem like he wants to be with the Knives anyway, though, from that scene. He's just...
She also feels bad about Knives being hurt, too. She said, I don't mean just you.
Aw.
What?
That's nice.
Wait,
Being the
which
nicest guy I ever dated.
And then what does he say?
That's kind of sad. Because he's not very
And
nice.
she's like, that is kind of sad. Or it's also because
Maybe she needs to battle herself.
She hasn't dated very many nice people because she's been attracted to the wrong people. Bye and stuff. I say that too, don't I? Like blah, blah, blah and stuff. Don't I do that sometimes?
Not
as much.
Not as much.
I used to. When I used to watch this movie much more often, it was in my head a lot. You've been fighting for her all along. So you think the movie made the right choice in having him go after Ramona?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
She's only 7. She's 17. She'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. She'll get over it. She'll be like, yeah, she's too cool for you anyway, sort of.
Aw. So innocent and sweet.
I know, right? She's a good person. I mean, even though she has her little like stalkery meltdown for part of the movie.
So the test audience did not like him and knives?
I think so.
Is that what happened in the comics?
I forget now. I need to go back and check on that. But I'm not going to do it right now. Maybe we could try again.
He's get one. He has one up. Well, he did, but now
he used it. But now, what's happens at the end of a video game when you go to an arcade? Mary Elizabeth Winstead looks like really moved by this. She's like, I guess she's not used to men like sticking with her. She's used to men just being like, fuck you, or like her being like, fuck you to them. Yeah. She's not used to someone being like, you know you're worth it. I'm going to stick it out. Let's work it out.
Aww.
And that kind of thing. And look, the door and like the landscape. That's a really pretty. That's a really beautiful shot. And the sentiment here about continue 4, 3, 2, 1. That they're gonna metaphorically put an extra quarter in there and try and make that relationship work and work through all their individual crap. Isn't that kind of a beautiful message?
I guess. Yeah. No, it is. It's just the movie just takes a lot out of you
because it's like so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts now watching this again, the second time? I mean, muted without sound. It's better with sound, obviously. But what was the experience like? Did you appreciate the movie a little more? Do you still think it's stupid or whatever you thought it was?
Yeah, I appreciate the movie more now than I did.
Do I explain my thought process a little bit more while we're watching it? I'm like, this is the theme of the... I mean, I've been telling you that, but now you haven't seen it.
No, I see it. No, I think it's cute. It's just a lot.
I mean, I get it. It's not for everybody because it is very manic.
But the lessons.
Pixie Dream Girl.
Right.
That too.
Yeah.
So this was fun. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we watched this. I've been nagging you for months to years. Has it been years?
I feel like it's been years.
I've been nagging Kai forever to do this commentary to talk about Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So I'm glad we finally did it. So overall, you appreciate the movie more than you did. And is it a film you would recommend to people in general who haven't seen it? I mean, obviously, if people listen to this commentary, they've probably seen it before. Or maybe they're listening to this without having seen the movie.
I wouldn't... The only reason I wouldn't recommend it to people is because I feel like they would feel the same way I did initially.
Depends on their taste in movies, I guess.
Yeah, I think that it would be... For some people, it would just be too much. And they'd be like, okay, that was horrible. Like, I don't want to be known as having horrible recommendations.
Nice. So what you're saying is it's a solid movie for a certain specific audience, but you wouldn't want to recommend it to most people because you don't want to tarnish your movie recommendation track record.
It's like referring somebody to a job and they suck.
Yeah.
And forever the employer.
It reflects poorly on you.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying. All right. Well, any closing thoughts, Scott Pilgrim? What would you give this movie overall? I mean, I give it a 5 out of 5, but I love this movie, obviously.
I have to check my letterbox, but I guess right now today, after watching this, I'll give it a 3.5.
All right, that's fine, I guess.
I'm very specific. I'm 3.5 and 4.
Yeah, you don't give 5 to anything, really.
Very rarely.
Office Space, or not even that.
Maybe not even.
Clueless?
Not even that. I don't know.
Wow, Shawshank. What are your favorite movies?
I have to look at my...
Down with Love? I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off air. So that's all we have for now. If you like what we're doing here, please consider contributing to our Patreon page. I can't even talk. I was all the wine. At patreon.com/Crooked Table. You can also rate and review the Crooked Table podcast on iTunes to help others find the show. Find me, Robert Yaniz Jr. on Twitter at Crooked Table.
And you can find me, Kai, on Twitter at Volky LLC. As well as I also have a YouTube channel that's all about being inspiring on Kai Yaniz YouTube channel.
Wow, it's self-explanatory. Isn't it at the Volky LLC? I noticed you keep forgetting the. And I think you have the as your Twitter handle.
Yeah, you're right.
So I just want to
maybe that's
make
why
sure.
no one found me.
Maybe that's a good point. So there you go.
So at the Volky LLC.
Of course, you can find more podcasts, reviews, videos, and other movie-related goodies at crookedtable.com. Oh, there's the end, just as we were talking. We just let the credits roll, and there's like an animated Scott Pilgrim crushing the end at the very end of the credits. We'll have to do another Crooked commentary at some point. But
Ty's choice.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
well, start figuring out what you want to do. We can do this again. Get another bottle of wine and start watch another movie and just talk about it. Until next episode, I've been Rob.
And I'm Kai.
We'll get you around a table next week. Roll credits.
This has been a production of crookedtable.com. All rights reserved.
CROOKED.